start again.
Skies, but pouring up this weekekend, back to the 60s.
Okay, it used different stuff.
Fox 31 weather.
There's a lot going on.
I had to recopy, so
their
going through
tax
this is
refunds.
definitely
That's why
different.
H&R
Why
Block
though?
has many ways
Tom, I don't
to
know, but I mean,
as quickly as possible.
I've
You
never
can
had to
log
do
on,
that
work with
before.
Tax Pro remotely or file online. Block is always here to help.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kavitsky now. Tom Martino at 10, 6:30, KHOW, Denver.
It should be though, perfect.
ABC News, I'm Jim Ryan.
Why is he that
Small
doing?
jobs report that could be just the tip of the iceberg. The Labor Department reports that 701,000 jobs were lost last month. TD Ameritrade's J.J. Kinahan.
50,000 of those jobs were in the temporary health space. Construction lost 29,000 jobs. Manufacturing lost 18,000 jobs.
The unemployment rate is up nearly a full percentage point to 4.4%. This comes on the heels of a 2-week stretch in which about 10 million Americans lost their jobs. New Jersey's governor has signed an order allowing the state police to commandeer health supplies. New Jersey has more than 25,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19, trailing only New York State. Passengers from 2 cruise ships where coronavirus was confirmed are being allowed now to disembark in Florida. And the music world has lost a giant. Lean on me! Bill Withers, the artist behind hits like Lean on Me, Just the Two of Us, has died. He was 81.
Come on.
This is ABC News. With a common enemy
Dimensional limits. We are currently facing a severe shortage.
Okay, Mark just came up here.
Healthy blood.
Just, I can't even call out on this here.
Donating blood is safe and can help save cancer patients, accident victims, and so many others continue to need life-saving.
See, the only camera it's pulling.
RedCrossBlood.org or by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can make a difference.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. I have to.
We're hanging on to hope of getting kids back in the classroom in Colorado. 2 districts are making changes.
I can switch it back.
Okay, I mean, let me try it again here.
Superintendent Dr. Sandra Smizer.
We will be finishing this school year.
I'm getting
But I
more.
don't understand why anything changed at all. Nothing changed.
It's very disappointing.
He's not
Sorry
answering.
about that.
You want to check that phone to see if it works, bro? You want to see if it works? You want to call me?
I'm trying to call him.
What's essential after being shut down yesterday. The Appliance Factory is appealing the state order to shut down due to the pandemic.
I just want to see. Let me see if I can call me, right? Is it a regular phone?
Chain the doors shut. That's Chuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Broncos
Should call
season
you.
ticket holders being advised of a plan in case any of
So why isn't that phone working?
Cancel. If that happens, it'll be given a refund or account credit.
Because I would say everything is different.
It just doesn't make sense.
This report is
My cameras aren't coming up.
Valley Oats and Honey Crush bars.
Big improvements in the drive across the Mile High City Freeway system over the past.
The only camera is this year.
for accidents being reported on or off the highway. Off-highway crashes.
Well, don't take Mark while I'm talking, it'll be so confusing.
Okay.
I mean, really, that'll be ridiculous. We gotta figure out why, though.
So let's get this here. I mean, I can do Facebook, it's just this camera's the only one right now.
There once again has the right lane blocked.
Oh, this just doesn't, the network is exactly.
I don't know, I was looking at a
We
different,
have to get a different IP. Talk to Mark. Here, do you have his phone? Just tell him I switched, all I did was switch to.
With real delicious honey and whole grain oats. So get out here. Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Buns. The original crunch.
When it comes to your mortgage, you know that a lower interest rate will help you save money in the long run. It can also lower your
Can
monthly
you call
payment
him?
immediately
I'm trying to call him.
and help you build equity faster. It's true, and millions of homeowners can benefit now that mortgage rates are at or near the lowest in American history.
Mark, Tom switched to CenturyLink, so
All I did was plug in CenturyLink to see how it's working. I'm getting massive speeds, uploads, so I switched, and that's why we're plugged into CenturyLink. Why would that change anything? I'm up on,
All the IP addresses on the camera have changed.
oh, I didn't know that, so how do we do it?
Hold on, where's the camera plugged into?
The CenturyLink, everything's we're all in the same router. I just made the main pipe is now CenturyLink.
695-7000.
All right, let me get on. Dan, reboot one of the cameras for me. Just unplug it and plug it back in.
Do that when I'm there.
And then let me, after you do that, let me,
No, do you mean unplug the Wi-Fi or unplug the power?
just the power on the camera. Those cameras are plugged in directly, right? Nationwide contest.
I'm here.
The
Yeah.
cameras are Wi-Fi. They were plugged in.
Yeah. All right.
Now,
No.
Martino, the troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. Here we are, fighting for you, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. That is what we're doing for you. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, here to help you solve problems. And again, this is the central place for help. Those tuning in on YouTube and Facebook, we're having some technical difficulties because we upgraded our internet, and we're working on that behind the scenes, so bear with us there on YouTube and Facebook. Now, let's talk to Beth. Beth, that's Brittany's mom. I think this was from yesterday, I think. Beth?
Yes, hello.
Hi. Your daughter called us yesterday. I think she had walked out of a halfway house, right?
Yes, she did.
And she was there for, she was almost there, well, half the time, right? Was she there for like, well,
Correct.
yeah. And she had another several months to go, but she walked out. She went home to Sterling, to you. We got our defense attorney on, Joe Lazzara, and
yes.
And we talked to Joe. She talked to Joe, and she said she tried calling back the halfway house a few hours after she left. She knew she made a mistake, and they wouldn't take her back. So she went home. She went home to you, right?
Yes, she did.
And what happened? We told her. We told her she had two choices. She could wait it out, or she could turn herself in. If she turns herself into Sterling, they might put her in jail.
Yeah, she turned herself in last night. We took her, her dad and I took her out there, and her charge last night. She called me, and her charge was non-compliance. They did not put an escape charge on her or anything of the sort.
They did not charge her with escape.
No, they didn't.
That is such good news. So now what happened? What did she go back to the halfway house, or what's going to happen?
You know, I'm not sure exactly everything that's going to consist of on that charge there, but not getting the escape charge was a huge thing.
Where is she now?
She's in the jail at Sterling.
Did they say they were going to keep her there?
Yeah, she's going to have a court date. she'll have a court date here in the near future, and we'll know more then. But she'll probably be looking at trying to complete her sentence in another manner.
Okay, okay. Now, did she tell you why she left there?
No, she just wasn't comfortable there anymore. I think that she felt like, I can't really speak for her, but I think that she just felt like she was just missing everybody, and she went on an impulse and made a mistake and left.
Where's her baby?
With me and her father.
Okay, I want to talk to Joe Lazzara. He's a criminal defense attorney. And I want to tell everyone, you get your calls in, 303-713-TALK. We'll talk about anything you want. Okay, so Joe Lazzara, criminal defense attorney. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I am.
Joe, did you talk to her after the show yesterday?
Yeah, I actually spoke to her a couple different times and spoke to the jail, and we looked on the court records to see what was going on. And, we discussed this and what her options were. And I really do think she made the best decision for her.
And isn't that amazing? They did not charge her with escape.
It's amazing. I mean, it really is something as a defense attorney you're super happy about. It gives her a great opportunity, and hopefully she continues this, kills the sentence, and is done.
Yeah, maybe they'll just, as I said, just put her right back to where she was, and she can continue. If she shows remorse and stuff like that, I imagine you gave her all that advice, and again, that's privileged. We don't have to know that. But thank you, Joe, very much for helping out Joe Lazzara. And Beth, thank you for the update. Keep us informed, please. And we wish her the best. And it's a tough time right now, and it's a good thing you're taking care of her baby. That's a good thing. Neil, what's going on with you, Neil? Hi, Neil. What's happening?
Solution.
What's that?
I had a question whether a 4% solution of chlorhexidine gluconate was any good at killing the virus. Someone told me doctors use it for scrubbing up before surgery, and I wanted to know if it would help.
I hadn't heard of it, no. I mean, I have. The only thing I've heard of is isopropyl alcohol or Everclear or any form of alcohol, but that's
right.
what that's.
Well, this labeled on the bottom.
Well, at least 60%.
Pre-surgery. So I was wondering if one of your doctors would know.
And let's find out. What is it called? Okay, he said he said they do. Our deputy doc said they do use it to scrub in. But here's the deal, though. Just because they use it to, they use it to scrub in, so I guess it is a germicide, right? I mean, and what is that mixture again, sir? Say it again.
Chlorhexidine gluconate.
Chlorhexidine?
Yes,
okay.
Gluconate.
Chlorhexidine gluconate. Okay, I'm trying to spell it. And chlorhexidine gluconate. Okay, I got it. Gluconate, got it. Chlorhexidine gluconate, and yeah, it is. Yep, it is. It's supposed to be more. It's put in mouthwashes, hand soaps, scrubs, antiseptics, and it's supposed to be a disinfectant and an antiseptic. Whether it kills a specific virus, we can't tell you. I mean, I can't tell you from this, but
sure.
I mean, listen, I think if you read this, it's actually, it says, let's see, yep, this says it kills basically everything. If I'm looking at Wikipedia. They use it for all kinds of cleaning. Why? Where can you get this stuff? Is that what you were looking for, a substitute for hand sanitizer?
Well, I had been to a Walgreens, and somebody, when they were out of antiseptic soaps or antiseptic everything, somebody said, hey, this is what doctors use for pre-surgery. Take a bottle of it instead.
It is, and they were selling it?
Yes, they sell it on the shelf, and then I got online and ordered 2 gallons from a medical supply.
So you can't put it on like a sanitizer, though. It's a soap. Well,
it's a clear liquid. I mixed it with my hand soap, liquid hand soap.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I guess that does work according to this. So thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. 303-713-TALK. And let's talk to Marlena. Marlena, what's going on with you, Marlena?
Hi, Tom. Well, I have been living in my apartment for 5 years, and of course, due to the virus, I am laid off, and I can't make my April payment. First time ever was late, and they did tell me that they would charge me $85 for a late fee and $10 for every day that I'm late.
Oh, my God. They're not giving you any kind of leeway at all?
Well, they said if I continue to do another lease with them, they can, charge so much money for the rent that I owe on top of my regular amount.
What does that mean? I don't understand. What does that mean?
Okay, so if I would sign a lease with them, say, usually it's a 13-month lease.
Okay, so let's say you take another lease, right? You take another lease. What will they do with the amount you owe?
They will extend it out and make me stay there maybe not 13 months, but maybe 24 months until I pay back the amount that, April's amount that I can't not pay.
And how do you pay it back? Each month with your regular rent? Is that what they're proposing?
Yes.
I see. So they're saying, for example, let's say rent was $1,000, and you missed this month. They're saying that they'll extend your rent. Let's say your lease, and you pay $100 a month for 10 months until you pay back that $1,000. Is that what they're?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel?
On top of the regular.
No, I understand that. They're financing the missed rent. Do you think they should just forgive it?
I do not. First of all, I don't think they should give me a late fee and charge $10 every day that we're all late.
Neither do I.
But in the real world, I don't know when or if my job. Well, I don't know when my job will call me back.
What kind of a job is it?
So I had worked for our family center in our subdivision as a preschool teacher.
Oh.
And I'm not connected with any of the schools or anything, just as a, preschool teacher.
You'll get a stimulus check.
Part-time.
You'll get a stimulus check.
Right, and I planned on using that to catch up on my rent, but then it leaves me with no insurance now.
So what was your question? What was your question for us?
I guess, is there any, can they charge us $85 for a late fee and $10 every day that you're late?
Well,
right now during this time?
Well, okay. If it's there's two questions there. Is it right to do it? I would say no, but it's in your lease, right?
No, I do not find it in.
Well, then they can't do it.
They can do this.
Well, then they can't do it. Okay. I mean, I don't know where they're coming up with that. That sounds like they're being extra harsh. One thing I do know, if it's not in your lease, they can't do it. It's got to be in the agreement somewhere that they can charge you that. They can't just willy-nilly. What if they wanted to make it $1,000 a day? They can't do it. They have to have some kind of an agreement. The other thing is, listen. Then the other issue, you said, should they be doing it during this time? Hold on, and we'll address that, okay? We'll address that and take your other questions coming up.
You're down.
Okay, listen. Tell Mark. Call Mark. Oh, we can't.
I don't think the son's.
Never mind. I need to talk to Mark.
I think Mikey's going to do the phone.
How about 50 away to your Duct Pro? From the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. The city is also helping No Kid Hungry ensure that kids get the meals they need during school closures and all year long. Comcast is making its low-income Internet Essentials program free for 60 days.
We need to talk because I'll tell you why. When we do this dual modem and it switches, all of this will happen all over again. So it's not a good idea. That dual modem's a stupid idea.
global companies and
Yeah.
suppliers.
I don't know why yours didn't. Yours seemed to, everything went hooked up right away. Maybe that's Apple. That's probably Apple.
Duck Pro 30.
Diagnosis and treatment.
Shorty.
So stay home, stay healthy.
Really, Duck Pro, you're up.
Be updated on other businesses doing good.
Duct Pros, let's talk about them. Duct Pros will keep the ductwork in your home clean, and if you call them now, they will do a free antimicrobial fogging. This is incredibly important for the air in your home. Of course, after you get it all cleaned, it would be nice to, clean everything in your home. A cleaner home is a safer home, and Duct Pros is doing their part with a truck-mounted giant vac. Plus, they go into your home, keeping a safe distance. They wear the mask and the gloves, and they go in with compressed air tools and clean all the interior surfaces of the ductwork. And then the giant vac sucks it out. Duct Pros, just $290 for 10 vents. Additional vents only $15 plus free antimicrobial fogging. Duct Pros, Colorado.com, 303-578-3510.
Hi.
Sorry. Listen,
Worst things have happened.
yeah, now,
I'll call him up here.
yeah, because I need to talk to him about our idea. I'm sorry, Dano, I just thought it would automatically.
For advanced smudgejacking at yahoo.com.
Drop.
Time Watches is your Omega on-site full-service center. Our watchmakers are factory trained and certified. We use the latest technology and equipment with factory-registered parts. You can trust that it's done right. Matthew's great service, selection, and online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, Mark.
Hey,
Mark.
plug the phone and reboot it.
Mark, everything all do it? Now, do you mean the power?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the power. Make sure you got it plugged into the router.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Mark, I have to say something. If
Go ahead.
this dual router that's going to switch back and forth is a terrible idea, because this will happen every single time.
What will happen?
All new IPs and everything. I mean...
No, it'll handle all that. It handles that.
How will it handle it?
It just does. Everything will plug into that router. It won't plug into your, whatever the cameras are plugged into now, for example, and the phone will be plugged into this thing.
And then what? And then that plugs into the wall. But what I'm saying is...
It'll handle everything. It doesn't matter. The router's plugged enough.
I understand. Mark, I don't think you're listening, but I don't have... The two services come in downstairs, and they feed through the house in a wire. So there's no way to have both of them plugged in at the same time. I have to either energize my house with one or the other. And so that dual router I thought was going to plug in downstairs where they come into the house and it switches back and forth. I didn't know we'd have to bring it up here. What good is that? Because I'm only going to be able to plug one thing into it.
You don't have to bring it up there. Like, what do you have the cameras plugged into right now?
A router. And that router plugs into my wall, which is energized now by CenturyLink. And it's CenturyLink. Go ahead.
You're overthinking this. So wherever your modems are, both of them,
yeah,
this box will go there.
Okay.
That Ethernet will no longer be plugged into your CenturyLink. It'll be plugged into the new router.
Brent Iverson cannot get involved in the middle of this because they were part of it, and he goes, I don't even know.
In the middle of what?
Oh, Julie, I'm sorry, Julie line 2, we did that over the
I'm going to call back on a regular phone, okay?
See if it, let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, so Julie, you guys have to go in.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, I don't even understand why you can't turn it off. Okay.
All right.
Oh, well, looks like
there's one phone on the house.
Dan, it's going to be simple. Right now, that router is plugged into CenturyLink.
Yes.
Instead of it being plugged into CenturyLink through the Ethernet in the wall, it's going to be plugged into the new router. That's the only difference.
Okay, but if we go back to who'd you have before, Verizon or Comcast?
What's that? It's not going to matter. None of that's going to matter.
Okay, well, now I'll remember back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't matter what service you're using, and the internet's going to be fast as snot, man, because it's going to take both of them and bind them together.
Sounds good. Okay.
And solutions.
So, is he making sense though?
Yeah, it's gonna remember, the key is gonna remember wherever we go back and forth to.
Okay.
So.
Are we
It's
up?
going to be slick as snot.
Okay.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, listen,
we had a really complicated one on the other day, and I'll get back to that but I need to finish up with Marlena. Marlena, the governor said they want to know people who are being evicted or being charged. Listen, I don't know how, like in New York, for example, de Blasio said there's a moratorium on mortgage payments. I don't know how he can do it. I have no idea. And here in our state, the governor said he wants to know people who are being evicted. Well, you know, at what point does the government not have power? They can't change agreements, they can't change rules. Sure, it would be nice, and I truly would love to say, Marlena, that if I had a rental, I would be able to waive rent. But what do I do then when I have to make a mortgage payment on that property? So I'm not saying that is the case. I don't know what the case is, but we can't assume everyone who wants to collect rent are dirty, rotten bastards. But at the same time, I don't think they should be doing that $10 a day at $80 late. That's cruel during this time. Now, let's call this place. I think we should call them because, listen, I'm not asking them not to waive rent. Maybe they can accrue rent and you pay them back when you can. But for them to charge all these penalties, are they saying they're going to charge the penalties and add that to the end of your lease? Is that what they're saying?
That's what I understood.
Or just the rent? If they just took the rent and divided it up over the length of the lease as an extra dollar amount, that might be better. I mean, that's better than nothing. But if they're adding the $10 a day plus the $80, that would be terrible. So did they say what they're doing?
I understood it would be the rent on top of the $85 late fee plus the $10 that it's late every day.
So if you miss a month, we're talking about basically a $380 charge on top of your rent. And then they're going to take that whole amount and put it toward the end and extend your rent, and you have to divide that up.
That's what I understood. Yes.
Okay. What are other people doing? Have you talked to neighbors?
Well, I have.
What do they say?
Well, they're working. So
I want to know what the answer is. I want to know what the answer is. I mean, like I said, I'd like to think, okay, I'm a landlord. I'll be friendly. I'll be wonderful. I'm not going to charge rent. But I have all the expenses associated with that building. I don't want to pretend that I could do it. I may not financially be able to do it. I mean, they might get that building foreclosed on. So I don't know where it ends. That's what we talked about yesterday. What do? Freeze everything in place? If you do that, think about it. That's the only way this would work. And then even then it's ridiculous because at some point, someone is losing. You know, you go all the way up the line. Marlena, what would you like them to do? Let's ask that. If you could wave your magic wand. I feel bad for you not being able to pay rent. You've never been late. You're not a deadbeat. And now you just want some help. So if you could wave your magic wand, what would you have your landlord do?
I would have them allow me to pay half of my rent and not charge me a late fee or $10.
Okay, and then, all right. And then what about the other half of the rent?
Then when I get my stimulus, pay the rest of it.
Okay. Deputy Doc, let's call it. Hey, Daff, let's off the air get her name of her apartment complex.
But how about after that?
Well,
how about next month's rent?
I don't know.
I don't know what'll happen. It may. I don't know.
No one does. Now, here's another thing, and I'm going to say something that it's not meant to be harsh, but I'm going to say it. How many, I'm not saying you're one of them, Marlene, but how many people have some extra money, not much, but some, and they buy Starbucks or go out to eat, or they rack up, they do things, they want to have the look. A lot of young people, okay, they have some extra money, but they spend every frickin' dime they bring in, and they don't believe in savings. You ever hear the saying, save for a rainy day? There's never been a more rainier day than now. If you had 3 months saved of bills, 3 months, not of frills, but of bills, rent, some food, and some other stuff, 3 months, car payments. Now, that might be easier said than done, you're saying. But I know most people, now there are those who are unfortunate, but most have enough to put away a little each month until they get a 3-month reserve. And having a 3-month reserve would be the entire problem solved. But instead...
Too many.
What's that?
Too many people have a champagne taste with a beer budget.
Or I call them wannabes. Okay? I've seen these young people spend money they don't have, or depend on their parents to write a check every month to supplement their lifestyle. Come on, people, get a grip.
Has she contacted...
Hold on a sec, what?
Has she tried contacting her bank for a zero-interest loan? I know I just got a...
Who's doing that?
First Bank just sent out an email that they're having zero interest on credit cards.
What?
For their customers for at least 3 months. So she could try contacting her bank.
Wow.
She could try using her credit card and see if they're going to adjust the income. Have you tried either of those avenues?
Well, that might be a good one.
Tom?
Yes.
Tom and the gentleman that's giving some other information.
Deputy Doc, yeah.
I do not own any credit cards. I'm not that girl. I don't like to be in debt like that. And as far as the beer budget and champagne...
No, we're not saying that's you. Marlena,
No, I know you're not. No, Tom, I know. I'm just saying I don't even drink. A little humor there.
Yeah. No,
Well,
Marlena, I get
have
it.
a bank?
And we're not accusing you of being
That was
frivolous.
pretty good.
So here's what we're going to do. We are going to contact the apartment complex. So hang on. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255.
Oh, was that you? Okay.
Sorry, so used to you going, let's just talk to Alex real quick. Sorry about that.
First thing is, you gotta be communication. I'll call up the,
Now, impact traffic. It's a good looking.
You there?
There.
This time, stall and accident free, just a couple of cone zones, southbound I-25.
When do I have this spot?
Well, let's go with 45 seconds. Eastbound Bellevue approaching Broadway.
So Mark, when it switches back and forth, we're not gonna have this problem anymore.
No, it's going to be tips, man.
it's gonna be breast.
It's going to be breastises.
The upload speeds on this is great.
What is it?
Well, last night I was getting 40 and 50, but
That's great.
now it's 20-something.
Cloudy skies and 25. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 6:30.
Yeah, this thing is slick, man.
Sponsored by H&R.
The other thing you can do, I don't think we need to go this redundant, but you can plug your iPhone into it and use it as a connection as well.
Can drop off, work with a taxi
Oh.
remotely, or door up. Block is always here to help.
Let's talk about home investors. This is really, really important. There are so many people I know right now wanting to sell their home. This is a way to get a check today or tomorrow, that soon, with not one dime out of your pocket, No maintenance, no home inspections, nothing. They buy houses, period. Now, it may not be the price you want, but at the same time, it could be. How will you know? The only way you'll know is to call them. It takes no effort to find out, except a phone call. 800-44-BUYER. They bought like 2,500 homes in Denver so far. People are calling them every day, wanting to just sell. And they'll give you a bid today for a cash sale. 800-44-BUYER. You have nothing to lose. 800-44-BUYER.
Okay, thank you. That's a hard thing when you walk without the hassle. They specialize in pre-finished hard goods with.
Man, we had to bed late as hell last night.
So chess time, and then we'll be able to play.
Okay.
MACWords.com.
Mark Miller, Daddy Gourmet, Chef Wahi, Paris Crepe on Chemistry brings Paris to Denver because here great French crepes like you.
But you're not a chess master, are you, Don? No.
I used to play recreational, just like you.
630K.
I've asked different people, you'd be surprised at people I thought would have played who don't.
Historic lows. At the same time, home values gone up.
I had a good night, it was 600 last night.
Rocco.
Put that equity to work by paying off high rate credit.
So far, since I signed on, I'm up 900.
Since you signed on.
Since I signed on that poker site.
But you were doing another poker. What were you?
No, I wasn't. That was just with your glue out my group.
Gotcha.
Or what? Yeah. But now at least I'm up 900 so far.
Mortgage insurance. All it takes is a 5
So I got plenty to play with. You know, it's like house money right now.
Are you just getting lucky there, or what?
No, good.
How many hours did you play last night?
4.
So in 4 hours, how many hands do you play? Oh, I don't know. Don't you keep track of that?
No.
Will the computer keep track of it?
I don't know if they keep track of how many hands you play. I don't think so.
I'm sure they count them.
You know, but again, it depends on if you get really bad cards. The difference between a good player and a bad player is if you get bad cards, you don't lose a lot of money. A bad player will get bad cards and lose a lot of money. A good player will know when to fold and which hands to go in on and reduce it. Probably the better player you are, the fewer hands you play.
Right. The only thing is I gotta say on that is, say you got so-so cards.
You don't go in with so-so cards.
Well, you try to see the problem.
It depends on whether people raise.
Well, Mark, this is if you're at the first.
Mark?
If you know, if you're the first one.
Mark?
Yeah, hold on.
So,
don't go in because people can raise behind you.
Right, I know.
Can you talk?
Right, but you.
Hold on a second.
Or if a guy has good cards and he tries to throw a bunch of raises, he's gonna throw everybody out.
Go ahead.
There are 2 reasons to
So, which one will it use for primary and which one for secondary?
It load balances them. It doesn't use both of them.
Oh my God, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to make the choice.
No, it's gonna be, I'm telling you, slick as shit.
Okay, brother.
But you can hold those people out, everybody out.
But sometimes you don't want to do that because you have such a great hand. But you want to, it's not wrong to play it. Right.
No, that's, yeah, right, that's just that,
So it depends on where you are and what, you know.
you keep track of all the people on there, like running, or like say, all of a sudden, new guy comes in.
It also gives a shit load of security that really doesn't matter.
Now you get this new guy, now you get.
But it's cool to have.
Great.
And Greg Kelly reports. So don't forget to vote on Newsmax's poll on Trump. Just text the word bird to 39747.
Thinking about getting healthier, sleeping better, or losing those last few pounds? Think Noom. Noom is a totally new approach that uses psychology and small goals to help you make lasting change. Backed by science, Noom shows you the why behind your decisions and habits, and gives you the
4 hours
tools to
and
change
you
them.
ever go all in.
So get started today at Noom.com. Noom.com. Change your thinking, change your habits, change for good. With Noom.
Tune in to Peace to You from Peace Lutheran Church in Arvada this Sunday. Peace to You brings you encouragement and a fresh, uplifting start to your week. Peace to You comes to you every Sunday, right here on 630 KHEL at 7:30 a.m.
Hi, it's Mandy for my friends at Bell and Pollock. I know these guys.
Hey, Mark, we need to do this. Hey, can we fix it up on the schedule, get him in on the next break?
Say that again?
Fix it 24/7 in the next break?
Yeah, I would like that. Put them in the next break. They want to get a special out early.
You got it. That's a fix it 90-second spot. You got it. You're up.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, realcbdthatworks.com.
Don't forget, if you want pain relief, anti-inflammatory relief, an immuno booster, and a mood enhancer, I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. It's CBD with or without THC. Even the one with THC has a minute amount. And truly, this stuff really does work. Panacea Life Sciences, it will change your entire attitude. realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 25% off. realcbdthatworks.com. Now's the time to try it, okay? So let's talk. Julie called yesterday. I do have the O&E on our house, and we did look at that. So Julie, you had a main concern that your parents refinanced back a while ago, and then you got a notice from the lender that said the loan was $37,000 and it had a wrong date and all of that. So I wanted to do an O&E on your house to find out exactly what was owed on it. I can't find it right now, but Frank sent it to me. And I did look at it, and it was like $184,000 something or $180 something.
That's what was borrowed.
Right.
$166 is what's owed on it now.
Yeah, okay. And there's one loan and one loan alone. That's it. One loan.
Right.
So
that's it.
So I don't know what that other notice you got. I do know it's not recorded against your house, so you have nothing to worry about. Whatever is recorded against your house is what you owe. The new company, that company says they're now your mortgage company and you should start paying them?
Yes, and I have.
Okay, but how do you know? Did you contact the, gosh, I'm trying to, oh, here it is.
TCF.
I have it. Now, the bank that says they have your loan right now is?
Well, it's Shell Point as a servicer.
Okay, but the bank they're showing here, that's what you have to be careful of, the bank. Do you have the name of the bank? Do you have the name of the bank?
Boy.
You have to make sure you're making payments to the right place, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Shell Point is supposed, according to them, and
It's
TCF
Bank. TCF
yeah,
Bank.
that was the original.
Okay, then TCF is still on your is still the deed of trust. So I think they just switched servicers. I think TCF still has the lien.
Not according to them.
Well, I don't care. I'm looking at your deed. That's all that counts.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what they say. Here, I'm going to send this to you. Well, I'm going to send this to Daphne. Who will send it to you. You send it. All you have to do is look at this and say, I'm sorry, but you don't have a deed on my house. This could be a scam. All I know is TCF Bank, you call them, you give them this reference number. There's a reference number. And you say, somebody else is trying to collect payments. Please tell me what to do and who I should make the payments to. Okay? That's what you do.
Okay.
That's exactly what you do. So,
okay, I have another question on it, too.
Yes, what is it?
Ever since 2005, they've been charging a fee, a command protection fee, and they've been charging it ever since 2005, and nope, I don't know what it is. They don't know what it is.
What is it called?
Command protection. It's on the loan.
Who's been charging it?
TCF.
How much?
$25 a month.
Well,
There's also a $100 fee that's added onto it, and they don't know what the fee is either. And we haven't been paying the fee because we don't know what it is.
Good.
But they don't know what it is, but we have been paying the $25. It comes out to over $5,000 from the day of the start of the loan.
I wouldn't pay for it. In fact, I'd sue them back for it until they can prove what it is. I'd sue them for it.
Oh, okay.
I would. In small claims court, if you can get it. Oh, no, wait. How much does it come to? 5?
It's a little over 5,000.
Yeah, well, guess what? That's right within small claims court. Now, I'm going to send this over to Daphne. She's going to send it to you, and you're going to open it up. And when you see it, TCF Bank,
you're going to also see the reference number next to it. You just got to look a little. This is your O&E on your house, okay?
Right.
If you have any problems, you call us back. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What mortgage lenders have you used in the past?
Oh, there's been several. Countrywide was one of them.
Why several if you only have one loan?
Well, my father always was looking for a better interest rate.
Well, he didn't refinance that many times.
No, he didn't. He only at the end there. They got into trouble. My father had a bad disability.
All right.
And
so the bottom line is you
disability.
don't. I don't think you were defrauded with another loan somewhere. That's what I was worried about, but I don't think that's the case.
That's what I was worried about too.
No,
I
it's
think
not on your house. You only have one loan. 180 was the original. You owe 160. You're fine. And I want to thank Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, for doing that. This is an example where a guy helps when he doesn't have to. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Now listen, if you're looking to buy or sell or anything, this guy is still in business and making multiple closings and getting multiple offers. He really is. Don't get discouraged. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. More coming right up.
Down.
Now,
nice, I caught that one. 1 minute to Integra.
By H&R Block.
Traffic around the metro area freeway system in really good shape. No new stop accidents. We're putting across town.
Did you have to get rid of that?
By 70 easily up to speed through town.
Tom's got a question. Mark's got a question.
Does he have a spot coming up?
Can I do,
he does. He's got his headphones on.
All right, talk to me when you're done.
Okay.
can I do Fix My Home?
Is it Fix My Home or Fix It 24/7?
That's it, Fix It 24/7.
Yeah, there's
Shut
one
up.
on the log today, so just go nuts.
Oh, no, never mind. I'll put it in content.
All right. You're getting gaffy.
Yeah,
Will you, email me that OE? I can get it.
I just sent it, just now.
10 away to Integra 30. 10 away.
Block is open with many ways to do your taxes.
Okay, Dan, she's sending that letter to help@troubleshooter.com. So she's gonna send it as we speak.
Okay.
So when you get it, let me know.
Okay, I think that I just got this. There's an extension to that open enrollment. So many people were responding, wanting insurance, that the special enrollment, which was supposed to expire today, has been extended through the end of the month, April 30th. That means you can get a May 1st effective date. Now, if you get it done today, you can have a retroactive start date of April 1st. But if you wait, it'll be May 1st. But at least you have until the end of April. Integra Insurance is shopping for people, hooking them up, no additional charge ever when you go through Integra. They will help you through the exchange. They will help you with tax credits. They will help you get the insurance you need to get this mess covered. Integra Insurance. Okay, here it is, 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. You have one more month to get it done. 303-466-5500.
Now back here.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tom.
Mark's got a question for you.
What's that?
Mark's got a
Dude,
question.
we've gotta stick to the clock. I have gotten blown up by Colorado Springs. The breaks are going so long, they're coming back during our commercials and K-How liners and everything.
Okay.
What's so fascinating? It doesn't take.
And Shannon said the only way to fix it is you.
Call 888-10-WIT to learn more.
Okay, I got it from Marlena. I got the doc. I got it from Marlena. Okay, what do you want? Should I send them to you?
Yeah, send me email at kenmansky@aol.com.
Specialist. They'll refund your home in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a late
Coming your way.
Call for your free in-home estimate. Get 20% off our already low price. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086. When you start getting into debt, it can be a little bit at a time, but it can quietly build up. And the high interest rates tied to some of your credit cards or personal loans can cost you a lot of money. But it doesn't have to be this way. hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and if you're a homeowner, you can refinance any high-interest debt into your mortgage at a much lower rate, creating up to maybe $1,000 a month in monthly savings, maybe more. It just takes a 10-minute call to American Financing to get started.
You didn't happen to get, I forgot half and half, damn it. Oh, wait, we have milk. No, no, we have, can you use milk?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get some half and half next week for next week.
But I'll go in the other room and read these, make the phone calls.
What are you coughing for? That's a dry cough. Did you hear it?
That's coming over the lines, Mark.
Why?
With that virus that you got.
Doc just started coughing.
Financing.net.
What are you using for a clock, Tom? Do you even have one there?
Of course I do.
What are you using though?
I got an official radio clock that is synced to the station.
Where do I get that shit?
Go Amazon. It's a whatchamacallit, it's an atomic clock. Seriously. And that's what they use at iHeart.
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailored.
They're cheap. It's a radio-controlled atomic clock. It resets itself. It goes by the government atomic clock.
No, Fisher Investments.
In Colorado.
What's
that?
And we never earn commissions on trades. So what's in it for you? Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Mr. Martinez. Switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management. Securities involved in us.
Listen while you're washing your hands. Just say, Alexa, play 630 Chaos on iHeartRadio.
Hey, buddy.
Mute.
Excel Roofing. I have known Jay Bretts for years, and they are open for business, and you can trust them to do things the right way. You don't pay a cent until you're content. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400. Locally owned and operated since 1993. By the way, in these uncertain times, you need a company you can depend on. You need a company in business this long. They're rock solid. They've been on my referral list since day one. I've known owner Jay Bretts more than 20 years. Call 303-761-6400 for any roof work done. Don't sit on your rights if you have hail damage, please, because it will expire. You did not put in a claim. Also, they will give you a complete estimate and help with your insurance company. That's excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Love you. We are right back.
I didn't know that was coming up, bro.
I know. Sorry about that. You are up.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, I want to keep going here. Alex, go ahead. What's going on, Alex?
Hi, Tom. So my issue is we had purchased a truck from a dealership up in Castle Rock.
Okay.
And this was done on the 14th, and they said that it was a Saturday, so they said they had 10 days to get the financing approved.
Okay, no, here's what it is. They have 10 days that they can charge you bailment. They can't charge you after 10 days. That means they can charge you so much a day and so much a mile for 10 days. If they don't get you financing in that 10 days and you keep the car, they can't charge you beyond that. So they want to get it done in 10 days, or you have to take the car back and pay the penalty. That's the way it works.
So here's the issue that we're having now. They called us yesterday and said that they can't get the financing approved. And they were asking for another cosigner.
How many days has it been?
Since the 14th of March.
Okay. I mean, I just didn't want to do the math right now. Okay, since the 4th. So, okay, they can charge you up to 10 days of bailment, or 10 days of rent, so to speak. They can't charge you beyond that. Listen, here's the problem, okay? I tell people never to take a car ever until the financing is totally approved. And I mean until it's actually approved. That means
that it's not called and qualified, but it's paid. These dealers make this game all the time. They let you take the car because they know that once you get the car, they got you sold. Then they're going to say, oh, you need to bring in a cosigner, or you need to bring in this, or you need to bring in that. Now, you have a couple choices. I don't know what you signed and how you signed it, but here are the choices. You either comply and do what they want and do a new contract, or you tell them, hey, people, you signed a contract. I expect you to stick to it, or I want out of the deal. And then you get to pay for whatever use you had for the first 10 days. Okay, they can't charge you after that 10 days. And you can fight that. Or there's another possibility that the dealership is probably, they're a bunch of morons like most of them, and they filled out the paperwork making them the lender. And you can force them to be the lender. It depends. I don't know what you signed. But that's the way it works.
We have a contract that says that they were the lender.
Yep. If you do, without looking at it, if you have a contract that gives the truth in lending, the interest rate, the monthly payment, and it lists them as the lender, what these morons will tell you, and I can't even stress how stupid car dealers are, especially because I talk about this all the time. They think they protect themselves by putting wording on the contract that says it's subject to approval. You can make the argument it was approved when they handed you the keys to the car and signed the contract. So like I said, if they wrote it like most dealers do, most morons, they made themselves the dealer. And nowhere does it say if they can't sell it or place it with another lender that they get to get the car back. It doesn't say that in most of those. It should say that, and all it would take is for the moron to add a line to their contract, but they are so stupid. These car dealers are so stupid, they don't understand they are obligating themselves to finance that car in most cases. Like I said, I don't know how yours is written. There are some that are written that if they can't find you financing, then you bring the car back. But in other cases, they actually make themselves the lender. So you have to decide for yourself what you have. If you have a contract that makes them the lender, then they have to accept your monthly payment for the next, 36, 60 months, whatever they made it. If they made it so they were going to find you financing, that's different. And there's a totally different set of paperwork for each. Or you can just say, I'm taking the car back, and in exchange for not holding you to this contract, I'm not going to pay a dime for this car. I want all my money back. Did you trade a car in?
We didn't trade a car in. We did a down payment. And that's the thing. Other thing, they haven't ran the down payment at all yet. But I do have a contract, and I can send it to you, Tom. It does have the interest rate on it, the term, the monthly payments.
And who does it put down as the creditor?
It puts MedVed as the creditor.
Well, you know what? MedVeds, they're one of the stupid morons that do this all the time. Okay? They are. So I don't doubt it whatsoever. If it was me, I would make MedVed take that monthly payment or find a place to put it. But listen. You can send that contract to me if you want. I can have an attorney look at it. In the past, dealerships have been sued and lost. They are the lender. And trust me, MedVed has been doing this for years. It's a little game he plays on rolling cars. They get them out the door, promise financing, call you back, and change the deal. Okay? That moron has been doing this for years. I'm Tom Martino. Listen. We are out of time this hour. We got another 3 hours to go. You stick around on the Troubleshooter Show for help, information, and referrals. We're going to be talking about the governor threatening to shut things down and what that means. All of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, you guys see what what Denver was doing?
What do they do?
They chained a bunch of stores, including Appliance Factory, because they wouldn't shut down.
Yeah, I saw Tom back. They had
Order to vacate up.
Yeah.
And chain the fucking doors.
There's going to be lawsuits on this stuff, just how far they can reach.
That's stupid, isn't it?
We'll do the rest. Take care of your...
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I don't think they're an essential business. And fucking GameStop sure isn't.
GameStop, yeah, but what happens if your
car wash?
Your refrigerator goes out?
I guess you call a guy to fix it. I don't know.
Or let's say if it costs way too much to fix it, I mean, it's...
Personally endorsed it. This is Dave Logan. If you're ready to get started, visit ApplewoodFixit.com or call 720-324-77.
Hey, you should be wearing your patriotic shirt. You're less patriotic today.
Man, I didn't get to sleep till like 4.
Really?
Really?
Why? Seinfeld wasn't good?
Nah, we were just watching some movies and just bullshitting basically, and all of a sudden it's 3, 4 o'clock, man.
In New York State today,
I think a little bit of whiskey helped too, so.
hospitalization due to coronavirus. Nearly 550 deaths yesterday alone.
I'll be back. I'm going to grab some coffee.
Nearly 3,000. Governor Andrew Cuomo says cases in the state are peaking.
The curve continues to go up. The number of tests has reached a new high. We did over 21,000 tests.
The nation's economic health is also in need of help. The Labor Department released for March.
Among its other tools, coronavirus has ended a record stretch of job growth over the last decade. The U.S. economy lost 701,000 jobs, 2/3 of them in restaurants.
So a senator proposed to charge China for this, not paying the debt, just like what I said before. That was what we should do.
Who's doing it?
A senator I didn't see as a woman senator says that's what they need to do to China.
In Michigan, if you don't stay 6 feet apart, you will pay.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer's orders prohibit large assemblies and events, puts restrictions on the use of public places, and gatherings at in-person work not deemed necessary to sustain or protect life. Those who don't follow the social distancing orders could be slapped with a $1,000 fine. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services director says a civil penalty and potential licensing actions sends a strong message that social distancing is necessary to save lives. Brian Burrow, ABC News.
Amazon is limiting the sale of some coronavirus-related products. N95 masks are no longer offered to the general public. The company is also stepping up efforts to keep the virus from spreading through its employees. Workers at warehouses and Whole Foods supermarkets will receive face masks and have their temperatures checked regularly. David Wright, ABC News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us,
but it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet...
Hey, did we tell you Excel's not coming?
Commissions, right? And make commissions.
What do you mean Excel's not coming?
Our cleaners, Excel, they quit going for a month.
Oh, really?
This new maid I got, she's slacking big time around the house.
Well, you got to pay her to do Excel.
She doesn't fold the toilet paper like the other maids.
Well, you on the roll, they put that little point to it?
Yeah, I got to teach Suzanne how to do that.
You would think she would automatically know.
One of the next coronavirus hotspots. Dr. Deborah Burks talked about it during yesterday's coronavirus task force briefing at the White House.
What religion did George,
as usual,
change?
Or is it sunny side or what?
Orthodox.
Oh, Orthodox.
They sent a 3-page document about what to do under the COVID-19 payment plan.
Okay.
So she never went down and talked about it.
Oh, okay.
So stuff like what she could do. Yeah, she said this was a verbal thing, and it says right here, raise late fees in writing.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
They
Monday.
waived it. So she thought she was gonna get paid. She had to pay for them. No, she said that somebody told her it was $85 plus 2 hours a day. Right. And it says right here, they were raising the rate fee. I never, I have no idea, but I haven't seen that. Why, who marked that there? Oh, no, this is, she has to, which option to choose, I say. So the very first thing is the delay of the rate fee. That's what I thought I read when I first read stuff like that. So was it Russian Orthodox?
What's that?
What type of Orthodox?
Not lithium,
Lithium, is it battery?
no,
Baptismus or
or something.
Methodist?
I can't believe I can't remember.
They got the good hats.
I was going to say, why did he like your religion?
Mark Mark's what George did on Seinfeld.
They're investigating Trump.
Imagine.
Pelosi, and they're...
For what?
Be quiet for a story. Listen to their story.
How he reacted to the virus.
Pelosi panel.
I didn't even hear you in my room.
And with the Z, I love he reacted. He made the incorrect choice. But it wasn't, he did that was illegal.
Yeah.
Not getting arrested tonight.
Then they should have went after Kennedy and
Today, you're groggy, you're tired, you're grumpy.
shoot, Johnson for Vietnam, Bush for Iraq,
Getting an investment night's speed visitor.
Z Quiet works.
Obama just for not doing a damn thing.
Just because you don't like what he does, doesn't mean it was illegal or not. Let's see, they're doing all kinds of things. Pelosi is
That's zquiet.com.
Pelosi's a nut. She's a nut. She packed that thing with water as the calendar model. Was she a calendar model? Yeah. In what? When she was in her 20s. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Was she in Playboy or something? No. It's not a strip. Not as a just a regular model. Okay. With her clothes on. Boy, I tell you what. So she must have been fairly hot. Her daughter isn't. Her daughter's a porker.
To 200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Yes, we are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take your place, make your life a little easier. Listen, on the mask thing, it's really important that you know that wearing a mask in and of itself won't protect you unless you do it the right way. We'll talk about that. This hour brought to you by realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 25% off. An immunobooster, pain reliever, anti-inflammatory, and mood enhancer all in one. Very natural and pure with Panacea Life Sciences, realcbdthatworks.com. So now they're encouraging that you should have face masks when you go out. It will slow down the spread. There's no doubt. It keeps you from touching your face. It keeps your droplets from expelling fast. It slows down the virus coming into you, but it can accumulate on a mask and therefore be dangerous, the mask itself. So what is that one? That's cool. That's a cool one. Let's show that mask, bro. Where'd you get that? Marine Corps? Oh, you had that from the Marine Corps? That's a cool one. Do you wear that when you go to the store? Why don't you?
You should. You should.
Yeah. Very
we'll Facebook
cool.
it live.
Anyway, what I was saying is pretend this is a face mask, and this face mask, if it's not tight, virus particles can get in there. But if you do wear it for about 15 minutes only. Then you take it off, spray it with isopropyl alcohol, spray the heck out of it, let it air dry, and take another one and put it on, and then alternate between two. But after 15 minutes, it'll get saturated, and those viral particles will get through the mask. It also helps you and keeps you from touching your face, which helps.
Make sure it's over your nose and under your chin. It's very important.
You mean over and over? Yeah, for sure.
So from the bridge of your nose, underneath your chin.
Okay. 303-713-8255. Dano, I like it, man. Do the show like that. Did they let you take that home from the Marine Corps? I didn't know you get to keep them.
He probably borrowed it.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Anyway, I'm going to go to the phones. We are solving problems.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Did you see this appliance factory outlet? Denver
Chained up,
actually chained their doors.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How much power does the government have? That's what I want to know. How much power do they have? Do they really have
apparently
the power?
they got the power to chain it.
Well, they did it. No, you know what? They're just... I wonder if somebody can challenge it. Did you hear that Trump is being investigated for his lack of response and lack of preparedness and wants to know what the real story is? Pelosi wants to have subpoena power and go after that. So that's what she's doing for America. During this time, what is she doing? She's turning it into a political thing. Isn't that wonderful? I think they all suck when they do that. They make me sick. All right. Daniel, what's happening? Daniel?
Hey, I'm a contract construction manager.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing rumors. I just wanted to see if you've heard anything. One from a forestry product supplier to my lumber yard, and one from a mill shop, and they're prepping to get their last orders in because they heard that the governor was going to do a complete shutdown in the state.
Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does a complete
stay at home? Everybody stay at home.
Well,
they can't close grocery stores.
There's no such thing. You can't do it. How can you? You can't do a complete shutdown. It's impossible.
Hey, they chained the doors on businesses.
You know what?
Yeah, but not grocery stores.
Bring out the Gestapo. They'll do whatever they want. I guess. They have the power.
First of all, the governor is speaking today at 1:30, right?
Well, let's hear what he has to say, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but, listen, I'm all for voluntary compliance and keeping people safe. But there comes a point, though, where this strong arm...
We are running on scratch. I'm running on scratch crews. I mean, I just have enough people to do what they got to do. But
well, what do you do? What do you do?
I'm a contract construction manager, so I manage multiple projects, but these are all single-family home projects.
Well, they're not critical, right?
Well, they're listed as critical. We are on the. In fact, I carry the paperwork around with me. I carry the D 2020-017, the executive order, and I also carry, the list of from the Colorado State website that tells you who can, who to stay home except for critical businesses. Home builders are listed as critical businesses.
Home builders
housing. Yeah, construction housing and housing for low income or vulnerable people, all that's included in construction. Any business included for any profit or nonprofit, regardless of the corporate structure, engage in any commercial, manufacturing, or service activities listed below, which may continue as normal.
All right. Would you say? Let me ask you this: would you say siding on a house?
Well, I've got framers, I've got interior trimmers.
I'm asking you if people are doing siding or windows. What do you think?
We got landscapers out here doing landscape, and those are houses that are already done. They just thought they needed their spring cleaning done. I'm not managing those, but I see them out here all over the place.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying, in a free society, it gets to a point where the cure becomes as bad as the issue. I think people need to be safe, but you got to be really, 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 really careful on what you do. All right, 303-713-TALK. Let's find out what's going on later on. We'll hear him speak. James has an unemployment question. Go ahead, James. What's happening?
My wife was a stay-at-home mom up until last fall.
Okay.
And she got to work, and she just substitutes. She's a sub,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so they laid her off. but
Right.
When she filed unemployment, they're saying that she didn't make enough last calendar year, or however that works, to
For
draw
what?
unemployment.
No, wait. Unemployment, she didn't make enough to draw unemployment, so they're saying she was part-time?
Yes.
How is the part-time thing working? Does anyone know? We know about people who are self-employed, but how about part-time workers? We'll look that up for you. Hold on, all right? We'll get an answer for you. Gary, what's going on, Gary? Can you look that up, Deputy Doc, on part-time? Okay, thanks. All right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Gary. What's happening?
Well, I have jewelry.
You have what? You have jewelry? How much jewelry?
Worth.
10,000. Where is it?
It's small.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean you have jewelry at a mall?
Consignment. A consignment shop.
Consignment shop. So you're selling it.
Correct.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Well, I want to get in to take my stuff, my jewelry out, and they said it's shut down due to the.
That's right. That you can't. That's right. There's nothing you can do about that.
Nothing you can do.
No.
Okay.
Nothing you can do about it, man, because it's just one of those things where they're not opened. I mean, you can't do anything about it. I imagine they could make an effort or a special arrangement if they wanted to. I don't think it would be against the law to do that, but they probably chose not to.
Okay.
Now,
So you can.
What's that?
The government said you can't even get into the.
Well, this store, it's up to the store owner. What's the name of the store?
Opened up.
Is it only me
What?
that's getting every other word? Am I the only one, or does Gary have
No.
a bad connection?
He's got a bad one.
Gary, we can't talk to you, bro. I'm sorry. But let me tell you this, because you can hear me. They could make an exception and go and get your jewelry and arrange to meet you, but if they don't want to, they don't have to. So listen, what I'm saying is this. There are no written rules for this. We're all playing this on the fly, including the government and including the mayor who's going and chaining up stores. You know, no one, first of all, I don't know if they have the power to do that. I don't think they do. I really don't think the government has the power to do what they're doing. Am I saying they shouldn't do it? No, I'm not saying that. I think when the government says it, we should voluntarily comply unless it's an absolute hardship. But there's a fine line here, folks, from taking our freedom. Now, I do believe, though, that the federal government should really take control. There's too much hodgepodge going on all over the place. There really is. Now, Michael, what's going on with you, Mike?
Hey, guys. My problem's small compared to what's going on, but I do need some help. It's a good day. It's my birthday. Yahoo!
How old are you?
But I 62, sir.
50, 50 or 6? I mean 52 or 62?
62.
Why is that a happy day?
Well, because I'm a professional drummer and I'm living life, man. I'm trying to find out where to get my ID renewed at. I can't get any answers.
You can do it online.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm a blind guy, so I hope it's adaptable for my screen reader.
Michael, I've heard from you before. You're a blind guy that plays drums
yeah, we're
from years
friends,
ago.
Tom. I've been calling the station for
and
years.
You've done phone sales and all of that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, all my life. But I'm a professional drummer, Tom. That's what I do, sir.
And
so,
are you making any money these days?
Well, not now. No, I was supposed to play the Dickens Opera House tomorrow night in Longmont. No, those shows are all canceled.
That sucks.
And nobody in right, and nobody in the industry knows when it's going to get better again.
No,
so
no one does. Entertainers are really hurting. I never thought of that. Entertainers are really hurting.
Yeah.
Look at the comedy club. Look at what is it? Comedy Works at the downtown and the DTC. They're hurting. There's a lot of places.
That's right.
Hurting. Listen, if you're hurting, call us. But anyway, Michael, I don't. You can do it online. Do you have online access and a computer and all of that?
Yes.
Yeah, you're blind, but you have all of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely do. Yeah, I got the adaptive technology, so that's the good thing about me is I'm not afraid of the technology. I think it's great. So that really helps me out. It makes me able to do a lot of things. So, yeah, I use that technology every chance I get.
The best to you, brother. I hope.
Online. What? I was saying, just go online and get that process started.
You can do it online. All right, 303-713-TALKS, 303-713-8255. More coming right up.
Tune in to retire every Saturday at 2 to 3, where they'll help you get the most sustainable income out of Social Security, your 401k, rates, rental properties, and your brokerage accounts. That's every Saturday from 2 to 3, right here on.
Hey, buddy.
What?
I got that unemployment info if you want it.
You have it again? Excel roofing?
Do you not want it? I can try to find one.
No, that's fine, but I have to do them. I didn't know he was doing so many. Yeah.
I just stuck another minute in there while we were talking, so a minute away.
Door closed. At the same
Is Excel long or short?
With the fix it 24/7 thing. That's probably why you didn't see it blending into that crap.
Cards, personal.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
35.
Hi, I'm Wesley.
I don't like you, by the way.
Financial.
Oh, no, I'm so glad we're far apart right now. Holy crap.
Dude, you guys have been going at it. That separates you, too. Yeah, he talks big when he's way back there.
I like it, man.
Oh, do you? It's, I tell you, if you did like running, it's hard to breathe. And we've got to used to do have to do hikes with that. And it's
how'd you get to keep?
I don't know. I had an extra one, whatever. So you had to turn over.
Have Daphne call this guy. I don't know why she took it fucking down. He's going to help pay the rent for that lady. We need to have that on the air. What do you mean it's
update though, Mark?
What?
Are you talking about Marlena?
Yes, we have a guy that's going to help pay the rent. I gave Daphne the phone number to get him on the air.
Okay, he has a phone number?
Well, where's the thing? Tell Daphne to get him on the air.
I did, and then she said, I'll give it to Doc.
You're up.
She's not getting late penalties.
I've known Jay Bretts for 30 years, I think. Roofing is essential, and to get it done right, Jay Bretts' company, the right way, he keeps social distancing, the whole company does, going beyond CDC guidelines. Go for the roofer I've been recommending for nearly 30 years. Excel is open for business, assigning one project manager and one crew for your job until it's done. For your complete safety and satisfaction. Everything, of course, is done outside. They keep their distance. In these unsure times, depend on Excel. Locally owned and operated, 27 years, quality products, top-notch installation, and rock-solid warranties. I've known Jay. Our kids play together. We've just known each other, and I use them on my home, and I know that he truly is a quality person with a quality company, and you never pay a cent until you're content. I've trusted him on my home. You can too. 303-761-6400, excelroofing.com.
Thank you. 3 more minutes here.
As your home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Unlike things you paid for you didn't need, like the Backmato.
Do you guys know what you wanted Daphne to do?
There was a guy that said he was going to pay, I don't know, where did Mark get that from? Talk to Mark. He has some guy that said was going to pay the rent for her.
Yes, I put out the phone number, I put everything out, and then she said, give it to Doc. I don't know what that means.
Well, Bob did some research on it and got the paper.
Maybe so, but the guy coming on saying he'd help would be very good.
Where is he, Mark?
Here, don't talk to him here. Oh, he's not on. Talk to Mark. Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Marlene sent me a copy of the agreement. There's nothing in writing that says she has to pay $85 and $10 a day. She just made that up. I don't know where she got that. She sent me a 3-page document that her, apartment sent that was totally different than what she told us.
Okay.
So I told her to go down, talk to the manager, and let us know what they say, because she made me offer like $85 and $10 a day.
Well, I mean, why do you think she called then?
I think she knew better. Because apparently somebody told her that it wasn't in writing, and then we have the contract in writing that gives them multiple options. She worked for CNN, so it's fake news.
Just don't worry about it right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, part-time workers come. Part-time workers are covered. They just apply for unemployment, and they'll, okay,
part-time. Let's do it.
I thought that was from a few months ago that she was. Because this part-time is, new, for this growing thing is new.
With the snow over, we've got a chilly day on the way with a high of just 44 with partly sunny skies. Warming up this weekend, back to the 60s. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31 on weather.
There's a lot going on right now, and more than ever, people need their tax refunds. That's why H&R Block is...
But they're not giving tax refunds, right? Isn't the IRS so far behind?
With the tax pro remotely or file online. Block is always here to help.
Isolating yourself? Here's your going. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
RenewHomeInnovations.com. Remember that site.
Home construction has been deemed, and home improvements have been deemed critical, essential. Renew Home Innovations doing bathrooms and especially showers, and they do American Standard products, top quality, now 30% off, or $1,500, whichever is more. 303-904-2000. 904-2000, renewhomeinnovations.com. I want to go back to James, who had a question on unemployment for part-time. James, we did some research into that and made some calls. Are you there, James?
Yes, sir.
All right, Deputy Doc, let's talk about it.
Okay, I read the relevant information, and all she has to do is apply for unemployment. And each state is going to calculate what the benefit is going to be based upon their own calculations, but she will get something plus $600 a month.
Okay, so we did that, and the paper we got back says she only paid in $950.
Yeah, you gotta qualify, guys. There's a base period they look at. It's generally the last 4 quarters, and you have to make over $2,500. That's how you qualify, generally speaking.
That includes self-employed people now and part-time people.
Right.
We were under the assumption she was part-time, but she made a few $1,000. No.
No, because she just started working.
Well, then that's different.
Okay, then she'll just get. Has she filed a tax return in 18 or 19?
She will get her stimulus.
Yeah.
Then she'll get her $1,200.
Now, do the unemployment payments count as your income for stimulus? I guess they would. If that put you over the top for some reason, I don't think it would, though, obviously.
They could never, it could never go over the top.
Right. Let me see. There was something there was something really important here. Brian. Go ahead, Brian. Welcome. Brian?
Oh, hello, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
Not too much, just trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, what's going on with you?
Well, I have 2 questions, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
First one is, in the event of a spouse's death, does the other spouse inherit that spouse's debt, even if they're not on the debt itself?
No. There's very few there's some few circumstances. Even though they don't inherit the house debt, listen to this. If the house is secured, they don't inherit the debt, but if they don't take responsibility, then they lose the house because if the lender wants to foreclose. The same with a car. You can't have it both ways. For example, if you're not on the car loan and your husband dies, you can't, as the wife, say, I'm keeping the car, but I'm not on the loan, so tough. They can repossess. So with secured property, of course, the security interest comes before, and that's what counts. But when it comes to other things, there is a little-known doctrine called family doctrine. Let's say your husband signed for all the medical bills for the kids, okay? Medical bills. And then the husband dies. They can very likely go after the wife for the medical bills because it was for the benefit of a family. There have even been some appliance companies that did that. When a spouse would sign on an appliance and it was used by the family, or vacations. However, it's very rare upon death that people invoke the family doctrine. Normally, they invoke the family doctrine when it comes to bankruptcy. If a guy pays for a big family vacation on credit or an appliance and then goes bankrupt, sometimes the creditor will get pissed and say, you know, that's benefiting the whole family, so we're going after the wife. But most of the time in death, that doesn't happen. So you're pretty well safe when it comes to debts that one or the other are on.
Would that also include any type of consumer loan, unsecured?
Give me an idea.
Or like a tax loan you may have taken out from a bank.
A tax loan is a family doctrine. If the man took out money to pay his taxes, a loan, it could be construed, if they filed jointly, that it's her benefit as well. So they could push it. I'm not saying they do, but they can.
Okay.
If you can give me the exact nature of the loan you're talking about before you whack yourself.
Sure. I'm not planning to do that, but you never know. With today's lockdown, yeah, you never know. Well, it's actually it's through USAA, and it's basically one you went online, you apply for a loan to. It says you can use it for anything. It's a personal loan.
What did you? Okay. No. If it's a personal loan, no. If they search, if it was for taxes or for something like your wife's medical stuff, but if they don't search the derivation of funds and the use of funds, a personal loan they're not going to pursue it.
Okay. Does that also include credit card type debt?
Yes. Mostly,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. Credit cards is the least secure debt.
Unless if the person that was still alive had a name on the card, you know.
That's true too, obviously. He said, though, that the person didn't sign. However, what Mark said really is true. Listen to this. You know how a wife uses a credit card, even if the name's not on it sometimes? When you sign a credit card receipt, you are taking responsibility, even if you're not on the credit card's bill. Even if the credit card is not issued to you, you do technically take responsibility when you sign it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's it. I wish you the best. You had 2 questions. What's your other one?
My other question is involving a 1099 employee. How do they collect the unemployment? Have you found out how that is available, 1099?
They apply for it, and they use the 1099 as proof, and then that's how they do it. It's just like anything, but they don't have a W-2.
Okay. Because I've attempted that for actually my wife, and I get to a point where it doesn't give me that option of going as a 1099. Is there like another area drop-down box?
Well, it's all new. It's all new, man. They didn't reprogram anything, so I don't know how they're doing it in actual practice. I was just told that you apply as normal. But you're right. You may have to call them on that. But I think you can go through just as if it was W-2. And if they don't have an option for that, just keep going through and just claim the income and do it that way. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, I love this one. Tom, I wanted to take a break, but I'm going to wait for this. Tom?
Yes.
You're on the line, and you heard about Marina, who's never been late on her rent, and she's now facing no rent for April. And she said the landlord wanted to charge some late fees and some daily penalties. We have researched that. Deputy Doc called them, so I want you to have the full story before you make your offer, because you're making a very generous offer, but I want to make clear that we did look into this. The apartment complex is not charging her?
I did not call them. She sent me a copy of a 3-page document that the apartment complex gave her.
Okay.
And it is a specific contract for deferment because of the COVID-19.
It's a deferment.
And there
no,
were
but no penalties.
There was the first line of the contract said waive of late fees for COVID because of the COVID.
But how are they going to defer
There are a whole
rent?
bunch of different options that she has, extending the rent, late payments that are being deferred, but she's not being charged a late payment because of not payment of rent.
But it is going to accumulate, and she will have to pay it eventually.
The late payments are not going to accumulate.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the unpaid rent.
Oh, of course, yeah, the rent will have to be paid
So
eventually.
that's still a problem
Right,
for her.
but the $85 and the $10 a day is bogus.
Okay, so Tom, knowing that, she is behind on rent. She won't be able to make April's rent. She's hurting for certain, but she's not going to have those penalties.
I'm still willing to pay, I'll just say half of the $1,200 thing. You know, I'd be up for $600.
Now, that's wonderful. You're just looking to help people?
Well, her, you know, because she's, you know, doing the babysitting thing. I know that doesn't pay well.
And Tom, that's very nice of you. And I'm sure if she's listening, she's going to be very pleased. You're a very kind man, and we can affect that for you if you want us to do it through us, or you can do it directly. We will put that in the capable hands of Daphne. And Daphne, perhaps you give that over to Suzanne to handle, since you got your hands full there, however you want to do it. Tom, thank you for being a kind person. I love my listeners. We're helping people directly. That's what the show's all about. And speaking of that, we have much more coming up. We have the unemployment thing we're going to talk about. A shout out to Paragon Services. I'm interested to hear what that's going to be about, because that's a public adjuster. And then how long can the government keep doing this? We'll examine that and more coming up.
I'm texting Daphne that she said check with Marlena. That's okay. Here's the phone number.
My wife is so upset. She wants my house to be seen in the back. I told her there's no place to put that camera for the one shot. If I put the camera here, would it show more of the house? No. I'd have to sit where you are, and I don't want to switch where you are.
But she wants more of the house to be
She wants this part. She wants the tight shot. She says the tight shot shows an empty staircase. She wants the tight shot to be here, but I can't just put it in. Hey, it's her. I can't. I don't know.
You're right, it's a wife. I take it back. This is supposed to be a cave.
How about this?
We should hang out black sheets around here.
Why couldn't I?
Report is sponsored by
Bro,
H&R.
we can move it. No, you don't want to?
No, that's fine. I don't care.
Given that we should just circle back around to
If I unplug it, it's going to come up.
Yeah, look, we're going to unplug it. Well, should we just wait for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or for
Monday.
Yeah.
I just don't want her to come out listening. Even though I'm not.
Did she listen online?
Anybody want anything?
No.
I got water sprite coat.
You know,
who wants it? I don't need it. I got plenty of home. I'll walk it up for you.
Using those last few months. Think new. New is a
What were you saying, Mark?
psychology.
I'm just reading about the power of governors and mayors.
Well, I think they're overstepping at least.
I'm sure shit is hard, and we know it.
I mean, there's a lot out there that...
I fucking hurt myself, bro.
NOOM.com.
I hurt myself. There's no
Change
doubt.
your thinking. Change your habits.
Unless they do martial law.
With new.
This is Ron Watson, Vice President and General Manager of Howdy flyers and howdy motor service. When was the last time a dealership delivered the experience you were looking for?
Hey, we need Suzanne to help us out, Mark.
Okay.
On that, she's pretty good at making those connections with the rent being paid and all that.
We could probably just do a,
If she wants to hop on chat.
yeah.
Now, my friend says that YouTube sounds very distorted, the video, the audio.
That's what, and that's
Are you
what I'm
working
doing.
on it?
Well, so I dropped the, I dropped the, I'm not pegging out the gain. The gain's at 0, so I dropped the volume a bit.
Should I, are we overdriven here?
Just hop on chat.
They say you sound like Jeff Lynne, circa 1970.
Daphne, Suzanne got on chat.
So, I'm not sure if this is these gains here or everything looks to be the same. Damn, Mark, the Dow's down 500.
Yeah.
Do you think UAL is time to get in?
Geez, I don't know, man. I don't know where the bottom is anymore.
I know, I feel just stupid. So the market's down 500? Yeah. Shoot, it's just up and down like crazy. I know it. Well, so any little rumor sends it all over, be it good or bad.
I get it.
I think Walmart was up pretty big yesterday.
Yeah, it's up. I might sell. I've been kind of buying and selling Walmart.
118.
Yeah, that's good.
Pressure, no upfront or hidden fees, and you don't have to start your loan term over. Instead, you can choose any term you need, which can be tens of thousands of dollars in long-term interest.
And then there's a company like Boeing is up today, and see, there's a company that shouldn't got any bailout money, in my opinion.
You know what's interesting? I'm reading about California just because this guy really dived into it. The language Newsom used in his order is all residents are to heed any orders and guidance. And if you look up the word heed, that just means give consideration to. So his actual stay-in-place order is not technically a stay-in-place order.
It's an advice.
Exactly, which is very interesting. I wonder how ours reads here.
Yeah. I'm not sure about more. I hear about Newsom. He is saying this whole virus could lead to a bigger delve into progressivism. Become progressive even more. So basically more socialistic.
Mute.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, 303.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here we are helping you help others, and you help us help others, and we all help each other. It's a central clearinghouse for help. Honest to God, I'm so happy when we have people that chime in to help others. There's nothing better, nothing better. All right. Now, somebody wanted to give a shout out to Paragon Services. Daphne, did he hang up?
Yeah, he hung up.
What did he say?
He said he wanted to give a shout out to Paragon, and so I got Matthew up, and Matthew knows the situation.
Okay, Matthew.
So he can...
Matthew,
Yes,
you are a public adjuster. We love public adjusters, and public adjusters help people who have insurance claims to get the most for their claim, legally and ethically, of course, and quickly, because insurance companies, no matter how you look at it, I'm sorry, they're not in it for you, okay? And I don't want to get into it. I don't want to be hateful during this time. It seems bad to do that, but insurance adjusters try to minimize claims. You try to maximize them. Again, what people should have coming. You're doing everything remotely now. You are still taking claims, and we should make clear that everything can be done by you without ever coming in contact with the homeowner, right?
That's correct. Most of this stuff is done via email and phone call, and I collect photographic evidence if I can. And, yeah, just jam it through without even ever shaking hands with the homeowner. I've actually settled a couple via a video feed with the insurance company. So, yeah, we're able to keep the wheels turning for sure.
What was that guy calling about?
Tony, so he lives in Littleton, Roxborough area. He lives in a house, I would guess, about 15 years old. He knew that there was hail in the area last summer.
Yeah.
But just kind of didn't want to file a claim because he didn't know if he had damage or not.
Yeah.
So he called me to represent him, and I filed the claim from the beginning. He thought, at best he would get a new roof. I got him $35,000 to do a new roof, paint the whole house, window screens, gutters, fence, everything.
Very cool.
Overhead and profit. So he's just dazzled by all that.
There's another guy who didn't know if he had a lot of damage. He was thinking a few grand. His name is Mark Major. You went out to his house, and Mark, how much did he find?
Oh, 60G, man. Maybe more, actually.
All new stuff.
Probably more after it's all said and done.
And listen, I don't want to hear from any bleeding hearts who feel sorry for insurance companies. Their profits are more than most third world country entire economy.
You remember that one insurance agent we met with that I'd never seen a guy so pro insurance company in my entire life.
He was an a-hole, to say the least. I mean, the guy was, oh, never mind. I don't want to get into it. He was an insurance broker, and anybody who would want that company to be their insurance brokerage would have rocks in their heads, and here's the deal. It's easy to be pro-insurance because they have a lot of money and they can, really, there's some good profit in it. But we go for the people like Matt at Paragon Services and Compass Insurance Group. By the way, those people are rocking, and they are pro-consumer. Marlena, are you there, Marlena?
I'm here.
Hey.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so after your story was told, Deputy Doc looked at your paperwork, and the good news is you don't have to pay that penalty. You know that now, right? And you don't have to pay the late fee. But we have something else to tell you. One of our listeners was listening, Tom his name is, and he said, I would like to help Marlena with 1/2 of her rent for April.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that nice?
Serious?
Yeah, that's what this show's all about, Marlena. I don't know if you've ever heard about it before, but that's what people do. People listen. People help each other. We have the referral list, and they help people. So Suze is going to make all those connections, and we're going to get it done.
Okay. My son is a faithful listener of yours, and I just want to say, Dylan, thank you for connecting me with Tom and his team.
Yes, the Troubleshooter team. And listen, we want you to keep listening. It's a wonderful show. And you learn a lot, too. Any problems you have, call us back. And thank you for letting us know. And Dylan, how old's Dylan?
He is, I'm probably going to get this wrong. My son is 32.
Oh, we love young men like that listening. Yes, and he's probably been listening a while. That is so cool, yeah. And today's supposed to be car day. We get a lot of young men on car day, so here's what we're going to do. Our car experts are standing by. We can talk cars if you want. Sarah, hang on. Art, Roger, we have more coming right up.
Down, very nice.
Now, Impact traffic.
Joe, and when?
This report is sponsored by H.
Hey, thanks.
Driving around the metro area freeways is in really good shape. Stolen accidents.
You can cry. But clip it out for me.
South Dakota was a wreck south down
Flipping.
by Tacoma. They got that completely cleared up the way. No major delays in the gap. Some of the drivers in the metro area is in decent shape. Kids are home and want something to do for them. Log on to denverzoo.org for a virtual safari. View the baby rhino cam, daily videos, wildlife theme, activity ideas, and more. Again,
Honey, I'm doing a commercial in a minute here.
24 cats.
I was just texting you back, though. I read that earlier text. Oh, thank you. I just read it.
All right, Tom, you want a little...
I'm muted.
Who?
Big jerky jerky?
Oh, because of the audio problems. I gotta go.
H&R.
There you go.
For your taxes.
5-way to big jump.
Bob, work with a tax pro remotely, or Bluff is always here to help.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. They have not stopped the courts. Joe Lazzara also has done personal injury, and he wants people to know that during this time, if the criminal defense work is down, he's also doing personal injury. Now, this is something he's well versed at. He's been working. He used to work for insurance companies. He knows the tricks of the trade. So whether you need criminal defense or you have a personal injury, Joe Lazzara is there for you. Now listen, here's what's really important, and I'm serious. Everything can be done by DocuSigning. Everything can be done on FaceTime or on Skype or Zoom or telephone. That's Joe Lazzara. Now, he can be reached on his website at lazzaralegal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R, lazzaralegal.com. Or you can just give him a call. Joe Lazzara is there for you, and his number is, let me find it right here. It's 303-429-6200. That's Joe Lazzara.
It's Advanced Mud Jacking. If you're new to Denver, you may not know what to do about your sinking concrete. Call Advanced Mud Jacking, and I'll show you how to fix it and save money. Advanced Mud Jacking, 303-424-9441.
AdvancedMudJacking.com. Newsmax TV is your best source for the latest on the coronavirus story. It's all
trying to
growing cable
figure
news
this
channel
out.
in America in 70 million cable homes. Now, Newsmax is
I'm
also
trying to
ask the Americans if they support President Trump's handling of the crisis. So take part in Newsmax's national poll. On your phone,
You know what? My app store is kind of screwed. I can't figure it out. That's up to you.
Let Congress and the media know your opinion. And don't forget to tune in to Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV just launched in HD on DirecTV Channel 349, and it's on all the major cable systems, including Dish 216, Xfinity 1115, Spectrum, Cox, Optimum 102, Suddenlink 102, Fios 615, Uverse 1220, Wow, Armstrong, and many others. Check your cable guide. And see great shows tonight, including the Chris Salcedo Show, Sean Spicer Show.
See, I do it on my iPads. I just can't download any more programs. I'm trying to, I may have to give you a different, this one is not working well. The chest time? Yeah.
Coronavirus. Here's your second chance. Colorado.
Delete that app. I never got it on. I'm going to delete it.
At Integrity Insurance. At no cost, Integrity Insurance finds quality, affordable Colorado insurance coverage that reflects the needs and budgets of their clients. And they're experts in advising seniors for Medicare. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. It's not too late to schedule your furnace check with ARS now.
Yo.
Yeah.
It even includes their no breakdown guarantee. Don't wait until the
What county are you in?
Me?
Arapahoe?
Arapahoe.
Yeah, they got the most, man. They got fucking nailed, boy.
Really?
441 and 10 deaths.
Some investors choose.
Denver has more.
Actually, it's the second. Denver is more.
Yeah.
Investment says, watch out. Annuities don't always provide the safety.
And then Jefferson County, I believe.
Take a chance. If you have $500,000 or more.
El Paso's pretty bad.
57733 for Fisher.
You're right, Jefferson.
It answers the annuity questions you should ask. 1-800-885-7733.
El Paso's got the most deaths. I think that's because of the nursing home.
My two lab bro.
They said, like, and I'm just dropping the volume when you do your ads because it's coming through here and the service too loud.
So tell me, Are we doing anything differently that's causing?
I don't know what it is.
I think it's our connections better.
That could be.
I'm serious.
That could be.
What I'd like you to do is turn down whatever you need to, my gain on my mic or whatever.
Right, but it's not. It's during the break is when they say it's the worst, and that's nothing to do with your mic. It's all here. So I dropped it down a bunch, and you very well could be right. The connection's so much better that it's.
I mean, it's at minimum twice as much, but better.
And I put it on. I'm going to try automatic gain control, so see if that'll help from clipping it.
No, this is a scary time.
Okay, I thought once you just go to, it's Just Time Live.
Just Time Live? Okay.
Yeah, that seems much easier.
Okay.
You really didn't get home today.
Yeah. Because I do it on my iPad versus my phone. It was so much busier. This is what I got in my freaking thing. I don't know why this did. It says I haven't been able, and I don't know what it is. It's why I haven't been able to get a program like that. I don't know what it is. So, I'll look it up when I get home.
From iHeartRadio. Smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I'm Tom Martino. It's very important to let you know, Wink
and Wink.com are up and running, strong. They are bankruptcy attorneys. Now listen, folks, this is a terrible time. I've known Mike and Gigi Wink for many, many years, and they are wonderful people. They can talk to you about this whole thing. There are going to be a lot of bankruptcies, okay? There will be. And sometimes that's just the way out because that's what it is. Or you have a life sentence, sometimes of accumulated debt. Mike and Gigi Wink are available right now to answer your questions. You can go to winkandwink.com or 303-410-1720. You do not have to bear this alone. winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. You may want to call them about avoiding a bankruptcy. You may want to call them about maybe a Chapter 13 or a Chapter 7 or debt settlements. They can help you in all of those. 303-410-1720.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Did you see what George is doing at Fix-It now?
Oh my God, he needs his people going out and what is it?
I can't believe it.
No. Now, but it's only for 10, Mark. It's only for 10 because what he needs is he needs to get his cleaning and a HVAC crews. You're talking about
$28 for both.
That's the furnace and the air conditioner completely disassembled to the point they can do it. What I mean is they take the tops and the surroundings off condensers, they take out the blower motors, they take out the burners, they adjust, they clean, and it's for new customers only. They want to introduce themselves to new customers or customers that have never had this done before, because the normal cost for this would be a few $100. This is $28 for the next 10 callers for both the AC and the furnace. They work in concert with each other during the summer, and of course in the winter you use the furnace, but in the summer part of the furnace being used for air. Get them both done with a no breakdown guarantee. They'll go through the entire system for just $28. And they wear shoe coverings and they wear face masks, and here, get this, you get a free hand sanitizer. A free hand sanitizer that lasts up to 6 hours. It's a special shield. So that's fixmyhome.com. Only the next 10, $28 for both systems, completely clean, checked, and tuned, and adjusted. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939. Thanks for bringing that up, Mark. That is incredible. Now, Roger wants to talk about how long people can do this, and I don't know what he means, but go ahead, Roger. And the Become the Banker question, I wanted to wait. We don't have time for that right now, and I want to take that right after the break. It's very important. Roger, what did you want to know about?
Hey, Tom, it's Common and Roger. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What do you want to know about the government? You want to know how long?
Well, I want to know how much longer can this go on? It's been going on for almost a month now. I mean, come on, they're taking away our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
You know what? At some point, you know, you're right. I'm all for flattening that curve, okay, that bell. We have to flatten it because there's too much pressure being put on the healthcare system, that's for sure. But I'm with you, Roger. At some point, honest to God, this cure becomes devastating. Devastating. We have to have balance. I think that chaining doors and stuff, that's absolutely ridiculous. More coming up.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, especially now with the rates?
At or near the lowest in history. You want to start a 30-year weekend? This is what's the next thing for my friends at American Financing. Let me tell you.
Now I gotta try to find my printer. I forgot to mute you, Mark, sorry.
It's pizza day.
Oh, are you going?
Yeah, we'll go up, pick up pizza and wings at Stagecoach.
You'll bring some over here?
No.
What?
I implemented, instead of a 6 feet rule, I try to stay 1 mile away from everybody.
And your mortgage consultants will walk you through the process.
I'm still trying to think of that religion, George. Lativa?
Latium Orthodox.
Latvian Orthodox? God dang it.
They got the good hats. Hey, what was Kramer in that episode? Do you remember?
He had that Kevorkian. Yeah, because
he's a Kavorka.
And how did we get rid of it?
Oh my God, that's so funny. He answers the door with all the garlic around his neck.
Yeah. Okay, here's one. You'll know that. What was the gift that nun gave him?
2 gifts. The first was a slinky. And then she brought him another toy. I'm not quite sure what it was. They showed it.
You know what? You're not gonna believe this, but I swear to God, if you were on wireless and a plug-in, it'll revert to the wireless.
It will?
I think we split up and you were on wireless.
Okay.
I think this can't do it, but I think that it was fast enough. And maybe I'm stupid. I wanted to do an experiment and see. What I wanted to do is, I don't know. It sounds almost impossible, but.
It was awful fast. It was just as fast as yours there.
Maybe not. But it seems like yours was on there and was preferring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Well, I did just stop it, but I thought it was on TSN before.
Yeah. But TSN is not the name of my plugin. That doesn't have a name.
Oh.
See, the plugins don't have names. They just have a number.
Okay.
You can't give a name to the plugins because they're Ethernet.
And it's only one thing that they can look at. There's only one plugin they can look at. Okay, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
That sounds crazy.
No, I'll say. I mean, it's very possible. It could have been Wi-Fi the whole time.
On the laptop? What are you talking about?
Just the way I couldn't. We were thinking I could have been on Wi-Fi the whole time.
Why do you think that?
Well, so when we plugged it in, you know, we had to change so many things. One of the things, like going to Facebook.
Was your Ethernet plugged in?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you were using that.
Do you think it defaults with the Ethernet plugged in, it will automatically go to Ethernet?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's got an internet connection, yes.
Okay.
You can't, like if you just plugged in a cable that wasn't plugged into anything else, it would probably use Wi-Fi.
Gotcha. Hey, you guys playing any games at home? What are you doing as a family, Mark?
Monopoly. Actually, we played quite a bit of Monopoly last week. Scrabble, which I always win. Been shooting pool down in the basement with Miles, and then I play pinball every day for a while.
Me and Don are going to start playing chess over the internet.
Oh, I'll tell you what we bought that it's okay is Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy for the the game station or the what do you call it, PlayStation.
Oh, okay. The Jeopardy, I imagine, is pretty hard on that.
Jeopardy's fucking hard in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever see those guys they had that one guy that played forever. Holy shit, man, he knew everything. It's like, what's wrong with him?
And he always bet a whole lot of money, and he jumped to the $1,000 or whatever at the bottom right away.
Yeah.
Where'd Tommy go?
Right.
I don't think he wants to let you know.
Okay, thank you.
I hope there's Lysol in there.
He went to the executive.
I was going to take my car to the service.
Take it over to Sheridan.
No, it's a recall.
Oh, he's got a recall.
What kind of car do you got, Doc?
A Subaru.
Subaru. You know what Subaru means, right?
But you know what, Mark? I'm not going to bring it in because they're going to give me a loaner car. So between the people servicing my car and whoever might have been in that loaner car, I'm not taking a chance on it being sterile.
Watch out for that.
Well, there's this guy that called in that said he sells this shit that you just spray once and it lasts forever. So I'd buy that.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to buy that bridge if you were going to sell me also.
Well, it's going to be partly sunny for the rest of the day. Chilly, though. The high of only 44 tonight.
Did you guys find it online? I think Yahoo's got online chess for free.
Yeah, Doc did. Chess Time Live.
Is it a freebie?
Yeah.
Do you play chess?
You play chess?
I haven't played for a while, but I used to play quite a bit growing up.
Okay, so we play for money.
Well, like most things, I'd still win. Hey, Tom, what were you doing in there?
What's that?
Mark's asked what were you doing in the executive.
Oh.
He was executing.
Doc said he was executing.
So, Tom, you agree I was going to bring my car in for a recall check?
Yeah?
But between the service department and whoever might have been in the loaner, I'm not comfortable.
Oh, I never thought of that part, the loaner part.
Right.
I don't care about dropping it off, though, other than that.
Right, but I'm not convinced that the loaner, and it's not an important recall.
303.
I need to know why my printer wasn't working.
See, Tom's got me all paranoid about this stuff.
What's that?
Well, like I said, you'll never know where you got it from. Right. And if you get it, I mean, you get it, you get it. I think that's what. So Dan, what's your email? So on my Apple email. No, I mean, just if I want to email you something. Bora. Yeah, BORUP_Bronco at Yahoo. Tommy.
Yeah. John Martin.
At Yahoo.com.
At Yahoo.com, yeah.
Well, he's the only person in the world that's good. Yahoo.
Oh, come on. Tommy? Hey, Mark?
I'm not sure where the boys are, but Tom, did you know that Bill passed away today? He is the one that wrote Lean on Me, Lovely Day,
Right.
Ain't No Sunshine.
Yeah, Mark's not back there.
He's not back. So this is Daphne, skipping this principal point.
Hey, I can't believe this, Daphne. How dare you? Oh, my God. She's got her wings. Hey, listen, where's Mark? Anyway.
I'm not sure, but did you hear that? That
Yeah.
Bill Withers passed away?
Who did?
Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on
Oh,
Me.
yeah.
Oh, love all those
I
songs.
heard that on Ross Kaminsky's show. Shannon told him. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, so listen, Daff, you want to just finish the show? Anyway, just kidding. Let's go to the phones. It's really important. I want everyone to know that we are here weekdays, 10 to 2 Mountain Time, but you can reach us at any time, 303-MARTINO. That's really important because we're offering all kinds of help. You just heard today we help with someone make a connection, get some rent paid, and we helped a woman with a TV, helped another guy with food and groceries, and we're helping. Now, we can't do, of course, emergency medical stuff, right? But everything else, you call us. 303-MARTINO, 24/7, 303-627-8466. Also, when we're on the air, 303-713-TALK. And this show brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Listen, I thank God for our sponsors, because without them we wouldn't have a show and we wouldn't be able to help people. And they're good people. And the CBD, the Panacea Life Sciences in Golden, they are doing so much charity work you wouldn't believe it. RealCBDThatWorks.com, and you can get genuine CBD, an immunobooster, pain reliever, anxiety reducer, for 25% off. Just put Tom in the promo code. Now, I want to talk about the become. Oh no, we don't have Joe. But when we get Joe back, I'll take up that become the banker question. Michael has a stimulus question. Go ahead, Michael. What's
yeah, Tom. I'm one of the people that are working, and they get a stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to pay it back?
No.
Because they're working.
No, not at all. Nope. Nope.
No?
No. No.
Oh, really?
Do you know this? Listen to this.
It's stimulus.
Even businesses. Listen, Mark, you wanted to talk about the businesses. You wanted me to let all our referral list members know, too. Can you explain the business loan? It's not a loan, really, is it? Go ahead.
Well, there is some great debt forgiveness on those loans right now. Long as the money goes to payroll, rent, and then there's some other stuff, they're forgiving up to 2 months. I mean, that's free cash. No matter how you look at it, it's free cash. It won't negatively impact your credit, but it has to go towards those certain things.
So then after that, it's loan forgiveness. You have to stay in business a certain amount of time.
Yeah, like up to $250,000 too. So, I mean, you're nuts not to go apply. We're going to be reaching out to every one of our referral list members and sending them direct links to do it. But you got to get to SBA.gov and get it filled out.
So
just
remember,
get it handled.
You borrow the money, right? No limit, right?
That's right.
Mark, no limit on how much you make?
I think it comes back to like 2.5 times, 2.5 times payroll is what you're allowed to borrow for the loan forgiveness part.
Okay.
That's for business owners. What about just the average person working?
That's right. You get a stimulus check if you make under the allotted amount, and you don't have to pay it back. Who told you you did?
Oh, wow.
And it's not income. It's actually stimulus. They're giving it to you to go spend.
And you don't claim it on your income, sir. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much. Sarah, you have another question on that. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yes. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I've been listening to you since the 1980s.
My goodness gracious.
I've never had to call before.
Well.
But I do use your referral list
Thank
a lot.
you. I really do.
I want to thank you.
Thank you. I believe in it.
Yes, sir.
So what can I do for you?
Well, I'm retired. I just turned 71. And so last year, I was forced to take that required minimum distribution.
Yes, that's right.
And
you have to start taking money from your retirement.
Yes, sir. And I don't really need to, but, you know, I kind of had to do it. But now I was reading that this year they've suspended that for this year, and you don't have to start really doing it until you turn 72 again. But my tax guy said
I
it
did
doesn't
not
apply
hear
to
that.
me.
Where did you hear? You're saying they suspended the minimum distribution requirement?
Yes, sir. Uh-huh. And it's called the CARES Act, C-A-R-E-S Act.
I've never heard of that. No, seriously, we're looking at it. We're looking for it.
Yeah, and it's and I've been trying to read it, but you know how they make all this stuff so confusing.
Now, are you saying they did it? They didn't do it because of this, did they? Yeah, they did.
Yes, yes.
The CARES Act. There is something about this now, and you're saying minimum distribution, no federal student loan payments, no interest on your federal student loan payments, no garnishment of wages, Social Security, tax, pausing of your federal. I don't see anything about the minimum distribution requirement. Do you see that, Deputy Dano?
I don't see it, and it doesn't make sense because they want to get money out into the economy, and that would be ways to get money out of the economy.
We can ask. Listen, we can ask our Atlas experts, Atlas CPAs and financial advisors. But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
keep going. What else? What did you want to say about that?
Well, since I don't really need to take the money right now,
Yeah.
I would like
Yeah.
to not take that distribution.
How much?
And-
How much
and it
was
says
the
that there-
distribution? What was the minimum?
You know, I think it's a percentage of what you have
It's a
in
very
your,
small percentage.
IRA.
Right.
Yeah. And so that would require me this year to take over $8,000 out, and then of course I get taxed on it.
That's right. Do you know why? Because they
Yeah,
don't want people accumulating it too much. I mean, they too long. They want it to be what it was meant for in retirement. So when you reach a certain age, they make you take a percentage based on what you have. However, we are looking still. Hold on, and we'll come back to you. We are looking behind the scenes. I have 3 people looking to see if they can find out about that.
What I read was that this new CARES Act suspended it across the board for 2020.
Well, we'll find out for sure. Hold on, okay? Now, let's talk to Rob, who has an SBA loan unemployment issue he wants to talk about. Go ahead, Rob. This has to do with the stimulus. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, just had a couple quick questions. So, one, you guys were talking about the SBA loan, and I kind of came in at the last minute about, you were saying that 2 months are for free. What was he talking about for the 2 months?
What are you talking about, for the loan?
Yeah.
Here's all. It's not free. What it is this: you borrow money for payroll and for rent. Mark, are there other expenses? Do they actually track what you spend it on? This loan? Do they actually?
Well, I don't know the tracking method, but it's the part that can be forgiven is for payroll and rent. And if you lay people off, this is to keep your employees paid. So if you lay people off and keep the money, you're going to be in trouble. You're supposed to pay the employees.
Yeah,
that's why they're doing it.
Now, I don't know what you mean about the 2 months thing, Rob. What did you hear about 2 months?
Well, no, that's the loan forgiveness part is the 2 months. So in other words, 8 weeks worth of payroll and rent, they will forgive.
Right, 8 weeks. That's the part that you don't have to pay back. Is that what you were asking, Rob?
Yeah, that was part of it. And then the other part was, so I've been kind of hearing some mixed things about, so as an S-Corp, is the owner allowed to collect unemployment?
Okay.
And if they are, do they have to be completely shut down?
You know, that's a good point. 1099 workers can do unemployment. Part-time workers, certain people, so long as they paid in a certain amount, but with 1099, you have to have made a certain amount. But with an S-Corp, that's a good question. I don't know if Eric Reinemer knows, but I want to bring him up on another question. Anyway, Eric, with Atlas CPAs and Financial Advisors, by the way, they are helping businesses through this with all kinds of updates on their websites. It's atlascpas.com. And I'll give you the number after we talk. They're taking on new clients. Eric, do you know about the SBA loan? You know about that, right? They forgive up to 2 months of payroll and rent, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, do you know any other things about this loan program we haven't covered? And then I'll ask you about the other part, the S-Corp.
Well, I'm learning about it up the wazoo. The main thing for people that apply for the payroll protection program is you can get a loan equal to your average 2.5 months payroll. So let's say you've got a $100,000 a month payroll, you could get a loan for $250,000. And if you use that money to retain and keep your employees at the end of several months, you may get the majority of that loan forgiven. So it almost becomes free money to retain your employees.
And is the same for rent?
Yeah, that money, right. The amount of the loan is based on your payroll, but then the money can be used not only for wages, but also for rent, utilities, mortgage, etc.
But it's based on payroll for the amount.
Exactly.
Is there an upper end limit?
$10 million.
I think like $10 million or
okay.
something.
Now, do you know anything about unemployment? We know 1099 workers can get unemployment, self-employed. But what about a guy, he brings up a good point, who has a sub-S corp? And, okay, so if he has a sub-S corp and his income is down, can he get that unemployment?
Yeah, well, there's two steps to it. This is a common. There's two things. The new unemployment part of this package does allow independent contractors as well as single owner S corp owners to go down and apply for unemployment if you really get shut down, like a gym owner or like a restaurant.
But the sub S corp doesn't have to be out of business.
No, it just has to have it. It just has to be impacted by the whole COVID-19 thing.
Okay, so Rob, are you still there? Can we juggle both of them? Rob, let's see if we still have him, and keep Eric up at the same time. Are you there, Rob?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so he said, self-employed or sub S corps, if you're impacted and you're not making money, you will get the unemployment. But if you're making money, you won't. That's the whole idea. It has to be that you're not making any more income.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be out of business, though. It doesn't have to be out of business, Rob. It's just that your receipts are zero.
Okay. And then for the SBA loan, they have a couple different loans on the SBA.gov. Is it the one that's just a COVID disaster relief loan, do you know, that has that, or do they have a different one on there?
No, that's the one we're talking about.
Eric, that's the
exactly
one, right?
what you click on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's two loans. There's what they call the EIDL loan, the quick $10,000, which could turn into a grant for the economic disaster loan. But now what they can, banks just got this 31-page document at 10 o'clock last night about this stuff, and banks are flipping out today trying to sort this out. But if somebody last week applied for that $10,000 grant, now that can actually be rolled into the bigger PPP loan, which is a payroll protection package, and roll them both together. The PPP loan is much broader and a bigger pool of dollars for most people.
I like the idea of that $10,000 loan. What is that? That's a quick and dirty loan? What is that?
Yeah, if you go to
got a break.
Loan, it's right there on the SBA's website. There's a button you can click to say, I would like to request an immediate $10,000, which could become a grant, and that loan goes directly to the SBA. It's important for all the owners here to know that the bigger loan, the payroll protection loan, you have to identify a bank and go directly to your bank.
All right.
And some banks are or not doing that, but you go directly to your bank.
If you can just hang on for a second, we got to take this break. I'm very, very sorry we're over time, but we'll come right back. And I'll give out Atlas CPA's number and all the contact after this.
Who do I have coming up, bro?
Tom, you have an Ideal Loans coming up here in about a minute.
Thank you.
Every weeknight, it's Ideal Loans.
Yeah, I found it on that
Gotcha.
minimum distribution.
I'm not listening. What, sir?
I found out about the minimum distribution.
Okay, good. Tell me about it in a minute.
Okay.
Hey, Tom, that router is getting delivered to your house today.
Long Ideal Home Loans coming up here in about 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
And return it to you all with the peace of mind that you was taking.
Then, so they're being deferred for 2020, and you can take up to $100,000 out of your 401 without having to pay it back if you fit a hardship criteria.
And even if you inherited it, they're stopping the minimum distribution if you inherit an IRA too.
Now back to Rick Allen, founder of Element Financial Group.
Now, I see why they're doing it now, just because it was based on your account at the end of 2019, and now the market has dropped so much, they're allowing to kind of recharge.
So it says, in addition, you can take out $100,000 from your IRA.
Gotcha.
Without the penalty.
I'm ready.
As long as it's paid back in 3 years.
Call 8.
All right, you are.
Is that what you meant also?
Home loans, locally founded and locally operated and owned since 2001, Brent Ivinson. He is the man. And I know Brent personally. Now, they're open for business. They have everyone's safety in mind. Trust me when I tell you that. Of course, everything can be done through DocuSigning and remotely. They can handle your loan or your refi. They're still offering pre-approvals, which are basically like a cash deal. You're approved. Then they have credit optimization. Even though you're approved for a loan, they can get you better pricing through better credit by tweaking your credit. And they do it behind the scenes, legally, ethically, and quickly. The interest rate guarantee, if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. On the custom term loan, you get the lower rate, but pick any term you want. It's all from Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
You know, the part of this loan that's not forgiven is only 0.5%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
The part of that employee payroll thing?
What about it?
He says only 0.5% is not forgiven. So it's all free money except for 0.5%.
What does that mean?
So if you borrow,
Let's say you borrow $1 million, your payroll is only whatever, say 200. So you can get rid of that through loan forgiveness, but on the rest of that million, it's only 0.5% you're paying interest on.
wow.
It's a 0.5% loan. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
So wow.
The big media and Nancy Pelosi are blaming.
I mean, that's so cheap, it's crazy.
Are you gonna apply for it?
We don't have anything to apply for. I've been trying to find out.
We don't have any payroll.
No, but it's just that loan though, loan part.
Payroll, but not like that.
There's nothing, I mean, I don't need the cash would be the main thing.
Stick it in a utility company and get 4%.
God, I know.
Company I can highly recommend. You may have some old damage.
Isn't that crazy?
Anything happens these next 3 months, remember, Excel Roofing. They may not come knocking at your door, but they
market's still down 530.
They're going to ask you to
Yeah, it seems to be locked in right at that 500 number.
That's a bunch of crap, these roofers that knock on the door. They're tricking you into a contract.
Yeah, is this the guy, Tony, the guy that was on before about Paragon, or is that a new one?
When they're done examining and tell you everything you need, and if you like it, you sign it. They'll even help negotiate with your insurance adjuster because they know how to deal with insurance companies. But whether it's insurance pay or self-pay, call Excel. You will never have to put anything up front ever, and you will never have
you can use it for mortgage obligations, utilities.
Okay, cool, Ants. No problem. Just let me know when she comes back.
So that's the one.
Look for Excel on my referral list at referrallist.com.
This report is sponsored by
Check, you want to hear something else too, Dano?
Yeah.
On the loan forgiveness, you don't even fucking pay taxes on it.
Yep.
Well, you wouldn't pay taxes on it.
Is that the same guy?
Oh, you always pay taxes on loan forgiveness.
Oh, loan forgiveness.
Is that the same guy for Paragon as before, or a new one?
I'm a mutant.
You're a mutant?
Okay. Do you know what the question was? Did you get his number?
So he actually is meeting with Joe tomorrow.
Ah, jeez. Okay, forget it then. If we don't have the question, we don't have the question.
I'd have to low down on the minimum distribution and the 401k loan and withdrawal stuff.
Do as much as you can virtually. Marketing says natural meeting is best. We really encourage breastfeeding every time. Really the only.
And we answered Rob's question. He's done. Rob is done. Yeah, Rob, SBA, we're done with him.
630 KL, an iHeart radio station.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, your garage door company, now more than ever.
If you have a problem with your garage door, now's not the time to mess with it. You know, you need to get that fixed. Don't leave it, especially springs, emergencies, whatever. A new garage door opener, they can do it. They're a great company. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, we are taking your problems, questions, and complaints. We have Eric Reinemer, Atlas CPAs and Advisors. And Eric, we were also talking about the CARES Act and minimum distribution on retirement. They suspended the requirement for that. Is that right, Eric?
That's correct.
So what does that mean? You do not have to take a minimum distribution for 2020?
Correct. For somebody that is over 70 and doesn't want to take the money out, you can just park it there and not worry about it for a year.
For a year?
Yeah, I'm not sure how far out they're going to go, but at least for 2020, nobody has to take out an RMD.
Okay. And is that what you found, Deputy Doc? Is that
Exactly. And also with the 401ks, there's withdrawals and there are loans. If you take out the withdrawal, you don't have to pay it back. If you pay it back within 3 years, there's no penalty. With the loans, same thing. You have 5 years to pay it back. But there are two different sets of rules for loans and withdrawals. If it's a loan, you do not pay any income tax.
Right, of course.
Right.
And on the withdrawal,
yes.
But they're not allowing for any early distributions, are they, Eric? Where they're waiving the penalty?
No, I believe they are. They are waiving the penalty so that if you take out money out of an IRA, for example, there's no penalty, and then you take the income. Your maximum you can take out is $100,000. And I just read this morning that you report the taxes over 3 years, but if you pay the money back, it washes out, so there's no tax hit whatsoever. You get access to the money.
Wow. So that 10% penalty is gone on your withdrawals from retirement.
Yes.
That's major.
Yes.
No.
They're trying to get people to be able to get their hands on cash.
Okay, so there's no 10% penalty, period, no matter what, whether you pay it back or not. Okay, that's huge.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Why would anybody not do that EIDL? I mean, I can't think of one reason why a business would
EIDL. So, clarify it, please, for those just tuning in.
Economic Injury Disaster Loan.
The loan. Why would anyone not do it? Because it basically turns out to be free money, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a reason why someone wouldn't do it, Eric. What would a reason be?
The only reason might be resistance to going through the brain damage of going through the application. But, I mean, for example, we filed it last week. I mean, why not? What happens is they say, okay, we'll call you back in a couple of weeks. So who knows? There's such a cluster of activity right now. We don't know how quick it'll turn around.
But let me get this straight, Eric. It doesn't matter if you're in trouble or not. You can borrow up to 2.5 months of payroll, period.
That is true, and you probably have to state you have some impact by coronavirus, but who's not impacted by it?
Right.
So everybody.
That's incredible. So you're saying that any business can borrow up to 2.5 months of payroll and be done with it, and not pay it back if they follow the rules, or not pay back most of it. Well, is there a certain amount that is always paid back? When you say most of it, what does that mean?
No, it looks like 100% of it could be forgiven if used up over the next couple of months. So there is a time limit to it. So you might run out of not having had to spend it all, and the balance of it would just turn into a regular loan.
At 0.5%.
0.5%, right.
It just changed. Last night at 10:30, it changed from 0.5% to 1%.
And now Deputy Doc told me something else, that some banks are offering free zero interest on their credit cards. That's some issuers.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Deputy Duff? I'm just reading the CARE Act, and it says if you withdraw up to $100,000 from your IRA, there is no 10% penalty as long as it's paid back within 3 years. That's what I'm reading on the CARE Act.
Right, it needs to go back in over those 3 years is the plan.
Okay, but hold on. The 10% penalty, if people take cash out and don't pay it back, I was told they only have to pay income tax, and they still don't pay the penalty if they need the money. Now, we need to clarify that. That's a big deal. Which way is it? Do you know? What if they keep the money indefinitely? Yeah, they pay the tax on it, but do they pay the 10% penalty? Because you never pay the 10% penalty on a loan. So I don't see what the difference is. It doesn't matter. When you withdraw money from an IRA, it's presumed to be a loan unless you pay. It's presumed to be a loan until you don't pay it back. So, Eric, right? You know what I'm saying, right, Eric? There's really no difference between a withdrawal and a loan. If the difference is you either pay it back or you don't. So, do you know for sure if you take out, let's say, 10 grand, you need it, you don't get popped the 10% penalty, but if you keep it and do not pay it back, do you know if that penalty then kicks in? That's what I need to know.
I haven't thought about that.
Got a break?
Okay, we'll find out.
Yeah.
And Deputy Doc seems to think that if you don't pay it back, it becomes a 10% penalty. I had not heard that. We will clarify that, folks, okay? We got a lot to talk about. We're simply running out of time each time, so be patient. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. What I need is, I'm going to look it up. I don't want to read your computer. And the people give me shit when we do that. So I'm going to look up, what's the website? Well, what's the website?
Just go to, it's on Barron's.
I just don't want to hear any more comments. The emails I get are fucking stupid. Okay, Barron's?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, what do we got? Okay, go ahead. Who do I have coming up?
Joe Lazar.
Gotcha. It's long, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get it.
Okay, Tom.
Yes.
I have Kevin with the Air National Guard on line 12.
Yes.
I have a place for him that they can take a call on line 12. He actually called to get the information to order those masks, and I gave it to him.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a really kind of a fun talk.
Okay, I'll get to him. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I don't know why. I don't think we need Joe Ciano anymore if we don't have the question.
All right,
I'm so sorry. Tell him the guy hung up. I'm so sorry. Unless we have a question somewhere, I don't know if we do. Gotcha.
All right, coming up soon.
Hey, Tom, did you hear me? That router's going to be there today.
Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney, and he can also handle some personal injury work. He's a full-service law firm. In fact, he used to do family law. Joe Lazar, here for you, still in business. Here's what he wants you to know about the criminal defense work. It's still going on. Do not drink and drive. Yes, you will be stopped. They're still enforcing that. They're still enforcing everything, including shoplifting. Some people have been popped for. And, of course, we've had some recent assaults with neighbors getting on each other's nerves. Here's the bottom line. Flat rate pricing all the time when it comes to criminal defense work. When it comes to any personal injury work, Joe Lazara will do it on a contingency fee basis. He's been around for years. LazaraLegal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R. LazaraLegal.com. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. And that's Joe Lazara. Remember, don't drink and drive, and get through this thing together and sanely.
Thinking about getting better or losing those last few pounds, think Noom.
Dan, make sure he looks for that package before he leaves for a steps house.
You're supposed to get a router today.
That's why
So you get a package coming.
Noom shows you the why behind your decision.
Excellent. I'll hook all that up.
I just got mine. I'm going to set mine up after the show.
So what 2 services do you have?
Mine will be my cell phone, 4G, and CenturyLink.
Do you get enough on your 4G to do wireless?
I will once my antenna is here, yes.
Really?
Yeah, but I got an antenna I gotta fucking climb up on the house and install.
But why can't I get speeds with mine?
You probably can. Probably because you're doing something wrong. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, you should.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off and try it.
But with that router, the other cool part is, as a backup, you plug your iPhone right into that fucker too.
So my setup is slick, man. That DSL was in no time.
Yeah, it's quick, and then you'll simply bring this router down to where those 2 are,
right.
And then you're going to run the 2 WAN ports directly into this thing, and then you'll plug in the Ethernet to the rest of the house into this thing too. And I'll jump in there and program it.
Perfect. Wait, program it?
Yeah, I got to tell it either bind the 2, use one, use the other. Yeah,
Wow. No. So I have to walk, you got to walk me through that, or are there directions?
No. Once you plug it in, I'll be able to hop onto that laptop and do it.
Okay, for sure.
Yep.
Okay, I want it so I use both.
Yeah, well, it's called load balancing. You'll load balance both of them.
Very, very sweet.
Or 3 of them if your phone's hooked up.
Well, I have an iPad with phone service.
Yep, you can use, well, yeah, I think you could use that, absolutely. Can you use it as they call it a tether.
Yeah, it's a hotspot.
Well, not a hotspot, not Wi-Fi. A tether is when you connect your phone to like a router using a USB cable. Samsung phones do it. I just don't know if iPhones do it.
Well, I can use my Wi-Fi, I can use my cell signal for anything I use Wi-Fi for, yes.
No, but, okay, follow me down the road here. Can you plug your iPhone directly into a laptop, like your MacBook, and operate it that way? Not Wi-Fi, but tethered, meaning there's an actual USB cable in between your phone and your MacBook.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be able to tether to use that.
Mortgage rates are at or near the lowest in American history.
I don't know if iPhone lets you tether.
That's true.
American Finance. You can learn about new loan options that can save you up to $1,000 a month, maybe more. And you don't have to reset your loan term, meaning you're not paying for years you don't need. Best of all, there are never any upfront fees and never any obligation of any kind. So you truly have nothing to lose and so much to gain by spending just 10 minutes on the phone with one of their mortgage groups.
About 30 seconds.
Open nights and weekends to fit your schedule. So give them a call at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 12334 regulated by the Fisher Real Estate. Denver's talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 630K now, an iHeartRadio station.
All right. We go to
I'm Tom Martino, and yes, we are being told home improvements
fall under essential business. Mark Szymanski, still doing siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, kitchens, baths, basements, and improvements in your home. He does it all the time, and he does it with great care and safety. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Look for Genesis at referralist.com. 303-679-8509. Look for Genesis. Now, in fact, go to referralist.com for anything you need. We are in constant contact with our members, and we are monitoring them, and trust me, we are so proud of these people. Referralist.com. So let's talk to Kevin. He's with the Air National Guard, and they heard us talking about these face masks, which, by the way, are rocking and rolling face masks. These are actual germicidal face masks, and they're being made by a sports company. Daphne, do you have the site we went to for that again? Do you have that? We can give that out.
I do.
What is
XPAgear.com.
Now that's X, the letter X.
Correct.
P, the letter P. So it's X-ray, Papa, what?
Alpha.
Alpha Gear. Okay, so that is a great face mask, man. I looked it up, and we ordered some. And this guy listening, thank you very much, this guy. It's Kevin. Kevin, you're with Air National Guard. Thank you for your service. What's going on,
That's
sir?
our pleasure.
You heard about it on the show?
Yeah, Tom Long, thanks for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller, and just want to say thank you for your show. I've learned so many wonderful things over the year, and I happened to be on a conference call earlier with some of the senior leadership at the base, and of course, as you know, but maybe listeners don't know, your Colorado National Guard is your Army and Air Force folks that make up from our community here in Colorado. Those are full-time teachers, pilots, cops, firemen, construction workers, small business owners, students, and IT professionals across the board. Everything you can think of out there in the community makes up the National Guard. So we, like everybody else, are seeing a shortage in some safety equipment, or what we call personal protective equipment, or PPE. both in the law enforcement world and the firefighter world, as well as for our guardsmen, our men and women that serve us here in the state of Colorado. So we're looking for alternative solutions for that as well. So I heard about your company there with XP Gear yesterday. Right. And I was able to bring that to the powers to be, and they're like, "Hey, get us the info." So I was like, "Let me call Tom's show and make sure I got the
good stuff."
Right stuff. And Stephanie was fantastic, and we'll be placing an order, I'm sure.
Now, can I ask a few questions about Air National Guard and National Guard? What are you guys doing? Are you on any kind of alert or any kind of status or anything special or different?
Well, absolutely. So, of course, all the state governors, that's a unique thing here with the opportunity to serve, and I've been in the Colorado Air National Guard since I was 19, so I've been in for 30 years now.
Wow.
It's been a complete honor for the last 3 decades, Tom, to serve the citizens here in the state of Colorado. So being in the Guard, we can be called by 2 powers to service. One is the President of the United States in times of war, and if you're in the Guard, the second person we can call us to service is the governor of the state, in this case, Governor Polis. So, yes, we do have some activations going on right now, activating your men and women in both the Air and Army National Guard to serve here in the state of Colorado. And we've had more than 10 counties reach out in the state so far and ask for assistance and starting to set up their EOCs and some other humanitarian efforts here in the state. Some are going to deal with some homeless issues as well as other counties in need. And we're just starting that, but you're going to see that in the headlines here in the next 72 hours. Over the next week, we'll see more and more of your volunteers stepping up to serve their communities.
So as a National Guard, if I may ask, we have Army and then we have Navy, Air Force. Is a National Guard and Coast Guard, is a National Guard part of just one of those? Or like is Air National Guard part of the Air Force? Is regular National Guard part of the Army? Or is it unto itself?
That is a great question. So the answer is yes and yes. So in the Guard, there's only 2 functions of the Guard. We have Air Force, the Air Guard, the Air National Guard is the Air Force, a branch of the Air Force.
Okay.
Or if you like think of it like a company, it's a subsidiary of the Air Force, but we belong to Big Brother, which is the Air Force.
Okay.
And then we have the Army National Guard, which belongs to the Army, Big Brother Army, and that's it for the Guard. And then we have something called the Reserves. So then you have the Navy Reserve and you have the Marine Corps Reserve. And the only difference between the Guard and Reserve is Reserve can only be called to active duty by the President, and the Guard can be called to active duty by the President and the Governor of the state. So if you belong to Reserve, you cannot serve your state. The Governor cannot call you to active duty service. That's the only difference.
Now, so I was told that, like, Air National Guard is part of the Air Force, Army National Guard part of the Army, and that really National Guard for the Navy is kind of like Coast Guard, but I'm not sure if that really is. Is Coast Guard part of Navy, or are they all unto themselves?
They're all unto themselves, and now the Coast Guard falls under the Department of Homeland Security. It's actually considered one of the branches of the military.
Okay. And, wow, we thank you for your service. And I can see a time when National Guard might be used to keep order. I mean, you know, listen, people start getting nuts after a while when things happen. And listen, I hate to say this, but you know, if they start shutting it down to such an extent where people can't get what they need for their families, that's where you get some dangerous stuff going on. That's where you don't want that to happen. We want everyone to do the voluntary thing, you know. So you say there are special activations already, and you guys must be, even before that, on. Is there some kind of high alert, or do they say be ready because you'd be called at any time, or are you always ready?
We're always ready to go. So I'm fortunate enough to be the commander of a police unit in the military as well. I serve as a civilian police officer here in the local community as well. So you and I and everybody on the listeners have seen those movies of, you know, whether it be 1 second after, other stuff like that, where civil unrest happens. And of course, we don't want any of that. I think as long as the grocery stores stay stocked and people are able to get their toilet paper, I don't think we're going to have any of that in the near future. I think that would take a while for that to happen, and God forbid anything like that would ever happen. It'd be a mess for all of us, right? We all want our families to be taken care of.
Kevin, thank you for listening, and if ever you guys got to get the word out on anything, let us know. We'd like to be part of that and help you. And then thank you, and I'm glad that Extreme Sports, their Extreme Pro Apparel, XPA, were able to fill those masks requests. We're going to come back with a lot more show right after this.
Clear, gentlemen.
This show is going fast.
So I did find it, the 10% penalty, like you said, is waived.
Forever.
Even if you don't pay it back.
Okay.
If you not pay income tax on the money.
Good, let's clarify, you come back then.
Then with that says.
Sorry, what we got wrong?
Yeah, I'll show you right here.
Do I have anything?
No, you don't have anything.
Okay, thanks.
Recontributed the CBD.
So we don't have any, we don't have that. Because it seems stupid to me that they would waive it for 90 days. It just seemed weird to me.
What do you mean waive the 90 days?
The penalty.
For 3 years. 3 years.
I meant, okay, I didn't mean.
That's something totally different than what Barron showed.
And this is Marcus Watch, or this is from, and I say there's so much probably bad information.
So Deputy Doc, I want to see where you're reading it though.
Okay.
You're going to tell me. Barron's?
Yeah. These guys are up there running any.
Barron's Financial?
These guys involved. They're still doing 24/7 emergency service, and on top of that, they're still doing no trick charge.
Okay, and where is it on their newsletter?
They also give 10% off to senior citizens and military.
Barron /
10% to single income families.
Barrons.com/hardship?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's hard to find. Write the number down, 720-434.
Doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Let me look at your URL.
434-3406, or check them out at referralist.com.
One in three retirees will return to work.
Sorry, I didn't mute Mark. I hope you didn't hear us.
Okay.
Tom,
Yes.
do you want me to keep Eric on?
Eric, CPA?
Yes, just for a couple of minutes. Yes. And then we'll kiss it goodbye.
Is there 2 more stimulus questions?
Okay, I'm on Barron's, and I'm going to search Barron's, and I'm searching CARES Act. No. Or no. Pensions or
hardship withdrawals.
CVDs.
It's Barron/com hardship withdrawals. You can do.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Found it. The $2 trillion. Okay, it starts out there.
Read the next paragraph.
You simply want to be treated well. That's what I want too. And then I know that's not.
In total, without the 10% early withdrawal penalty, as long as you're right, they had that word wrong.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Do you know that website in which you can go submit your bank information to get your stimulus as a direct deposit as opposed to a paper check?
Yes. What do you mean? Do what you mean? Like it's wherever your payroll goes.
The payroll, Daphne asked if you could put it on the screen for her real quick.
I don't actually have the site. It's different for everyone. Is that what you're talking about? Like where your check will be deposited, or are you asking for something else?
No, like where my stimulus check, like where I can put my bank information, like my routing.
Oh, where you fill that out. Okay, no, I had that. Hold on, we'll find it. You know what he's talking about, right? Where you go to register. Okay, hold on one second.
And on the phone, get started today.
That Barron's article is wrong.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
Okay, registering.
To shop for your loan. Simply want to shop your business.
When you sign up, just my name is Dr. Ken, D-R-7-K-N.
What time does UPS usually get to your house?
Oh, and
I don't know, Mark. I'm never here.
Okay.
So when you want to invite me, you have to just type in and just invite, and we'll play.
Okay. I'll say I'll be Dan the man.
Okay.
Dan the man. Dan the ham.
Hey,
And products to help keep your home.
how'd you get involved in this? I'm talking to Dan. Yeah. Who pulled your chain?
Products delivered to
What's that?
Who pulled your chain?
us, as it is to you.
I don't hear you.
Who pulled your chain? Me and Doc are talking.
Tom, this goes in right hand coverage or the left hand?
Yeah, but before you do it, just I know this sounds crazy. Take the cap off. The cap goes. They don't recycle. The cap goes on. Yeah. And then do me a favor. Just rinse that, just so it doesn't have stickiness in it. They don't want it. They're so fussy. Yeah, that's perfect.
You need Decoding and IT orchestration.
Okay, so it's the IRS website, and you got to go to the IRS. What are you talking about? It says a web-based portal has not been issued yet, but they're going to. Hold on, let me see. So Daphne, they said the web-based portal has not yet been established for putting in your bank information. It will be done soon.
Direct deposit for the check mark.
So it'll be the IRS.
Like IRS, okay, got it.
Yep, you'll go to the IRS and you'll update your bank information, but they say they're not ready with it yet.
Okay, I was just making sure, because I figured if anybody would know what you guys know.
Now, here's the thing, though. You could go to the IRS right now and see if they have any information on you. If you've gotten a check before, they do have information, and there might be a place to change it before they come up with the official portal.
I haven't changed my bank account in like years.
And do you get direct deposit from the IRS?
Yes, I have to.
Then you don't have to do anything. If you've gotten a check from the IRS, you will get this check. The only time you have to go to this portal is if it changed from the last time you got a check.
Gotcha. Also, you're back on in 15 seconds, gentlemen.
Okay.
From Wind River Spa.
Thank you for the information as well.
For spas, you can build and price your hot tub online, have it delivered right to your home while supporting a Colorado family-owned business. Learn more at windriverspas.com.
All right, you got it up.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. How are you getting through these
days, folks? If you want an RV, CentryRV.com. Yes, you can still do that online. And I think their showroom, I might be wrong, I don't know if their showroom's open or not, but you can call them. They have new and used RVs, and they definitely have service, which is open, and that's at their north location, just north of the city on I-25 and exit 240. That's the Longmont turnoff, or they're out west with a big, giant showroom out there, and that's just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. Call if you have any questions for them, 303-453-1111. In fact, why don't you call them, Daphne, sometime today? It is car day, and let's ask them what they're doing at Century RV. It would be a good idea, 303-453-1111, CentryRV.com. So let's talk. Now, Eric is with Atlas, and we have some more stimulus questions like Sarah. Go ahead with your stimulus question, and then Yvonne's got a comment. Go ahead there, Sarah. What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Yes.
As I was stating before, I'm 71,
yes.
So last year I had to take my first required minimum distribution.
Right, and we found out.
And now I'm reading that they're going to suspend it for 2020.
You're right. Eric Reinemer with Atlas CPAs, yes, we confirmed that. So, Eric, she does not have to take that distribution this year, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what else did you want to know about, Sarah?
Well, the only, I kind of had it set up automatically.
Yeah.
So I did. So one of my places that I have it sent me a check already.
Well, you can send it back.
But I was so I can send it back. I was thinking if I do it within 60 days, I just got it yesterday.
Well, I don't know where you came up with the 60 days.
That.
I think if you do it right away, I'm not sure about 30 or 60 days or anything, but you can send it back and just say, look, under the 2020 CARES Act, I don't have to take this. I'm not going to take it. Please redeposit it. And then that's it.
Okay.
And thank you, Sarah. Now, on the other issue we were talking about, when it comes to this, we did find out, Eric, we looked at a number of sites. If you take out any money from your retirement, you will have to pay tax on it if you don't pay it back. But whether you pay it back or not, the 10% penalty is waived for those under 59.5. That's good news.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
I
now.
just got the same information from our financial guy, yep.
Good. And Yvonne, she has a stimulus issue. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Let me take you off my Bluetooth. Hold on.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne. And then Dot's got a question, too, that might be good for Eric. Yvonne, what's happening?
Okay. Well, I haven't read the article that they passed, but I believe that if the owner decides to take advantage of the stimulus package article, then they are going to be accountable and they're going to be checking to make sure that those CEOs or owners are going to be actually paying their employees.
Yes.
And I believe that it has to be from a certain start date.
Eric, they're going to have some accountability, right, to make sure it goes toward payroll?
Yeah, there'll be a back-end reporting that you have to do, and they haven't worked out the details on that yet, but yes, there will be some documentation you provide.
Yes, Yvonne. So you're right on that.
Yeah, and the IRS knows what your payroll is because you file it with them.
Did you have anything else to say about that, Yvonne?
Yeah, the ones that actually report correctly.
Yeah. Why do you suspect there might be a lot of cheating going on?
Well, that's what happened during the mortgage debacle.
Oh, no fooling. You're right. Okay, now listen, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let me just tell you, atlascpas.com, you can reach them, 303-799-9111. They're helping a lot of businesses through this, 303-799-9111. Please stay on the line. Dot and Tony will get to you.
Do roller coaster stock markets
If you can go so small staff, that'd be good.
You know what doesn't make sense in the stimulus?
What's that?
Why some people wouldn't get it. You know, like you're saying, your kid's not going to get it.
Why?
Miles won't get it.
Why would your kid get it? Because
it's fucking stimulus money. The whole purpose of it is to go out and spend it.
Because we claimed them.
Oh, well, okay, but you don't get 500.
No, they don't get anything.
They get
500.
No.
Dependent.
No, if you're 17, is it 17?
That's a little bit of loophole in there.
Yes.
Well, wait, how old's your kid?
22.
You can, how long can you take kids?
You can take anybody as long as you pay over 50% of their costs for over a year.
True. You're right. I remember that.
So then you can take things like, come to your house. If you start paying me, pay my bill, I'll send you. That is the gap though.
If you want me to warm that up?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Because I warm it right in the Tupperware, so I don't have to. And then you can just get it right out of here.
Sounds good. That's because why should a kid get $500 when, if you're paying a kid to go to college, you're contributing a whole hell of a lot more money than a kid takes.
Wait a minute,
a 15-year-old
that
kid.
doesn't make sense to me that he can't get it.
It's a loophole, and they might end up changing it for the fact that, and my son does work, during the summer and stuff, so he pays taxes.
So does he file taxes?
He files taxes, but he's got to
declare zero.
No,
you can't claim him, and he can't claim himself at the same time.
No, but so there's a separate filing that he does that says, does anybody claim you? So then
that's a question on the tax return.
Yeah.
So then what happens? Then
he pays more taxes.
Okay,
but if he was on his own,
it works out better for you to claim it, basically.
Right, because he doesn't make that much. He only made 10
Did you get a haircut?
No.
You didn't cut your own?
No, not yet. I'm gonna be.
It's perfectly coiffed. I mean, perfectly cut. It seriously is. Who cut it before? Somebody cut it perfectly because it's growing. You always know a good haircut when it grows out.
Oh, really?
Like,
I'll tell him now.
Why don't you just blow him?
I'm just. Shut up, Mark. We're not allowed to be nice. What did he say?
Oh, Dan, I love your hair.
I love your hair, Dan.
Just blow.
Who cares what Mark said to another cord? How long is this cord from here to here? This one? Yeah, no.
Is that one I got?
You bought one a little shorter.
Yeah, that's 5 foot that I got.
Yeah, I know, and I should.
Mark, it's 1 o'clock. Where's your beer?
1:30, baby.
Oh, okay.
Your Highness.
What's yours? Thank you. I might go pick up some Everclear to be my alcohol for my
No, that's good stuff. No, it is good stuff. They can't keep it inside.
Oh, really?
It's cheap too. Everclear's dirt. Well, it used to be cheap.
God, it doesn't take long for things 10 feet plus.
And products to help keep your home safe. You can always shop online at those products delivered to you.
10 plus 7. 17 plus 6. 16. 16 feet. So this is so I need 16. Yeah, what were the sizes?
Yeah, I think it was, the next one was 10 foot.
And then
I said maybe another store had some others and stuff.
Guitar Center you went to?
Yeah, the one by,
there's one right there.
Right off of, right here?
Right down Evans.
Right. Oh, is it?
Go west on Evans, and you'll get to it on your left, on your right, near Quebec, as you're going west.
Oh, okay. It's on Quebec.
I don't know if it's on Quebec. It's in that plaza. You know that big shopping center there on your right?
I did. There's one in Colorado. Colorado and 470 kind of.
No, it's way. It's way closer.
Okay. You want me to get another one?
No, I'm going to stop. I think. I was thinking of a 16-footer.
16. You know, they're going to be pretty expensive, right? Well, if you get the lower gauge one, the bit thicker one.
You don't need it for a monitor. You don't need it.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. In fact, I don't need it at all. I was just thinking about it.
Highway drive into town, traveling up in the high country, watch out for a bit of heavy traffic westbound I-70 up around Idaho Springs. Back in town, the zones remain in place on southbound I-25.
Where do you buy your liquor, Mark?
Watch out for
There's a place in Elizabeth, and then there's actually a small liquor town in Franktown.
Mark, did you order face masks?
Yes, I got 2 of them.
For you and Sue's on, yeah.
What does Miles use?
Nothing yet. They don't do anything up there.
Well, why don't you get one for him?
I don't think he'd wear it. Yeah, in fact, I know he won't wear it. We're hoping Walmart makes him start wearing the E95 mask, but they haven't done it yet.
Back on in 1 minute, Tony.
We got 1 minute.
Just leave it there. Sure? Because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or throw it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to decide.
Concern relating to the coronavirus or anything else, you can set up a telemedicine video call with Dr. Tenant.
So you think the Aaron's got wrong on that 10%, Tom?
Completely free, and there's no obligation.
Yeah, it did, because I saw more sources than that.
Okay.
And if you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It makes sense. It's one less thing you got to pay.
Well, it makes sense, meaning that if they want you to have cash, the whole idea is to give you access to cash.
They're just throwing.
Because that 10%, if you don't pay it back, has always been there.
Right.
So that's not new. So the only new thing was that you don't have to pay it.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. The trouble, you guys
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Yes, I am here to help you shoot your trouble. I'm Tom Martino. It is a Friday, but you know, it doesn't matter because there's no school days, basically, as I used to say as a kid. Is it a school day? I mean, my Fridays and Saturdays and meld into Tuesdays and Mondays, and it's all the same. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Boy, I hope you're taking advantage of this wonderful stuff. RealCBDThatWorks.com by Panacea Life Sciences. Also, I want to tell you that we love what we do here, and we're trying to help everyone. We want to be the central clearinghouse for help, information, referrals, also for discussing things. This is what this show has done for years. discussing help and how to help and where to help. So you get to help plus be helped. So call us with any issues. I really want to know how you're faring. I mean, thank God I have a job. And I'm thinking, if I was a waiter or a waitress, or if I was a car salesperson, or I was somebody, I mean, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I panic at thoughts like that. No one's immune, by the way. We're all hurting in some way. Oh, but my God, you people who are not working at all, please call me and tell me what you're doing. Okay, Tony, you've been waiting a while. And I'm so sorry I couldn't get you on with Matt. Matt had called in earlier when you called, and you wanted to say what a good job Paragon Services did. He is an independent, or excuse me, a public adjuster, meaning public insurance adjuster. You had a claim, Tony, or you thought you did. And why did you go? Not many people use public adjusters. I think everyone should. But what prompted you to use a public adjuster to begin with, Tony?
Well, because we had a hit from last year. I had 2 companies on your referral list come out and look at the roof. Both of them said, nah, you don't have enough to file a claim.
What do they mean by that? What do they mean?
Yeah,
oh, like it was going to be less than your deductible?
No, I didn't have enough damage.
Oh, okay. So then what?
You got to have so many squares affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So
well, hold on. Let's clarify that. Let's clarify that. In order to put a claim in, you have to have enough to go over your deductible. It doesn't matter how many squares. You have to have damage that will cost you money beyond your deductible. Otherwise, you don't put in the claim. And some people choose not to put it in if it's just a little over that because they figure, why bother? So
no, but you have to have, Tom, you have to have so many hits inside a certain area where most insurance companies will then total it.
That's right. Well, okay. You actually have to have a certain number of hits within a square for that square to be replaced. You do not have to have your roof totaled to have an insurance claim. Okay?
True.
The contingent, the thing Mark's talking about is if you just have a few dings in one square and a few dings in another square, you could literally have dings all over your roof and not be considered damaged because of their parameters. So, but there are people sometimes that have to have just one square replaced, and it goes under their deductible, so they don't put in a claim. So I'm just interested, Tony, because you mentioned the referral list. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but when these guys said you didn't have enough damage or you did not have damage
enough
to put in a claim.
That's correct.
Okay, so then what happened?
So I have a ranch plan, single floor,
right, long house,
and I have water damage in my ceiling indoors. And I don't have any plumbing up,
Did the roofers know that? They came out to look at it?
No, that appeared within the past month or so.
So then you thought, well, maybe I do have damage.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's coming through the roof.
So what did Paragon find? What did Matt find? What did he find?
Well, let me say that the reason I called Paragon is because your roofers, which I believe were correct. So I have nothing against them.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to fight this against the insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was equipped to take on that battle. So that's why I called Paragon.
Yeah.
Paragon came out and he said, well, it's questionable. And see, the leaks may be coming through let's just say a different way, and that's what Matt told me. And I said, so what would WWMD? What would Matt do? And he said, I'd go ahead and submit it, and let's see what happens.
But what was he submitting for? What was he submitting for? Was it roof, walls, windows? Where was he alleging the damage?
Everything. All of the above.
Okay.
Paint.
And he managed to get you a claim.
$35K.
Wow, that's great.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
To pick up on that real quick.
We appreciate the call.
it's guaranteed. If I would have taken that on, I wouldn't have gotten any of that.
That's true. That's true.
That's what I wanted
and
to say.
appreciate
When
the call.
he came out, I wouldn't have got anything.
You're right, Tony, and that's why I say use a public adjuster. In fact, you can use a public adjuster in two ways, the ones on our referral list. You can call them from the beginning, let them handle the whole thing, and they'll take a smaller part of it, right? Isn't that the way it works? And then if you use them just, or is it just the opposite? How is that again, Mark? You use them for the whole thing and you pay 1%, or you use them just for the boost, the extra, and then they take
they take more from the boost because it's less money for them. Usually 15%, Matt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for calling and letting us know. And Dot, you want to know about mileage. Go ahead, Dot. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's happening?
Hi. Hi. We itemize and even our medical. And how much is this year's amount per mile that I can take?
When you say this year, are you talking about for filing?
I mean this filing for 19.
Okay, for the income return you're making for 2019, and you do it before April or whatever, it's 58 cents.
Okay.
Per
wonderful.
mile. Now listen, they're real sticklers about what's business mileage and what's not. I don't want to get into it because I tend to be very liberal about it. But they go so far as to say normal commuting mileage to and from work is not deductible, meaning if you go to work every day, you don't deduct that. Now, if you're self-employed, listen to what they do. If you're self-employed, they do not allow you to take the transportation to the first job and from the last job, but only the trips in between. I mean, they get real sticklers about it. I don't know anyone's ever been audited for it, but that's how strict they are about that commuting mileage. And then also, if you go to lunch, you don't take that mileage and all that other stuff, but you tend to use your car for business?
No, we don't do it for business. It's just my husband and I, and we're both retired.
Well, then you don't get to deduct. Why did you think you can deduct mileage? Just for the hell of it? You don't get to deduct mileage.
No, for medical expenses.
Oh, for the doctor. Yes, you do get to deduct that. You mean to tell me you drive that much to and from doctors?
Well, when you retire, you do have some medical expenses sometimes.
So let me ask you, what are you doing now with this COVID thing, you and your hubby?
We're staying in.
Are
We're
you?
being good.
Yeah.
And we have grandchildren that have helped bring groceries and put them on the porch, and daughter-in-law and son, and we're doing okay.
Well, that's good to know. And if you need anything, you call us, okay?
Okay. Thanks so much.
Sure. 303-713-TALK. We have, for the first time this morning, wide open lines. You can get right through and talk about anything you want. In fact, what chafes your rear? You remember we used to do that segment? So many things. But you know what? For the most part, I have to say something. I think, for the most part, people are being very cool. I like people now. I mean, I've always liked people. I mean, they're actually being cool.
This damn Chinese virus is what chafes my ass.
I'll tell you what chafes my ass more than anything. Mark, I can't stress it enough. And I know people make jokes about it and all this, but I'm just going to say it again. You are a butthole for hoarding. I am so sick and tired of people buying up stuff they don't need just to buy it. It causes heartaches for everyone. I mean, God almighty, would you get off the kick of having... I really mean it. I'm not kidding. This toilet paper and paper towel thing and all of that, what is it? How did that become the most valuable commodity on the planet? And then... I don't care about the food because most of the morons are buying all the unhealthy stuff I won't eat anyway. But they are literally taking armfuls of cereals and pastas and canned goods and throwing them in their cart. It's like they're getting ready for Armageddon. I hate that. That chafes my rear. Hoarding chafes my rear. It's a selfishness. It's the people, you could tell these kids grew up in there. It's mine, mine, mine. Just makes me sick. Anyway, Do I overreact to that? Hey, we have more coming up.
You gentlemen are clear?
Hey, Mark.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown.
I'm up there. Mark.
Yeah, listen to this famous Dave's deal. 2 pounds of ribs, jalapeno pickles, spicy hellfire pickles, 1 pound Georgia chopped pork, 1 full barbecue chicken, French fries, 4 buns, and mashed potatoes. $29 fucking dollars.
Oh, that's pretty good. That is good.
Shitload of food.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, you think that guy was able to fix the roof because he was able to spare a square?
That was Excel, by the way. I know they were one of the 2 that went out and said there's not enough damage.
Yeah, but there's no doubt. I mean, they were just trying to be honest on it.
No, I know. I'll tell you, and I am not kidding. If Matt didn't do mine, I wouldn't have got a fucking nickel.
Right.
I have no doubt he got me over 6 TG.
Who shows you the why behind your decisions and habits?
You're just hard on those insurance companies.
For good. So get started today.
When I bought this house, the roof was only, I think, 2 years old. So, I mean, my roof was only 5 years old.
Piece of shit that ever walked around. She is the dumbest fucking bitch I have ever heard in my life. She is so stupid.
She just says stuff.
Hey, Christian.
You know, this woman says that COVID deaths are disproportional against minorities and blacks.
She says that all the time. She's
no.
Well, prisons and homeless camps, to be honest.
Yeah, there are more white people. Did you know there's more white homeless people than blacks?
I think so.
Did you know that?
Look at how proportionate to the what do you call it? To the amount of blacks compared to whites.
Distribution, population distribution. I don't know. There's a lot of most homeless people I see are white.
Black people
Black people have this family thing, and I'm telling you, you don't have much homelessness compared to whites.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, they're not as nutty. I mean, to be quite honest, some of those homeless are just fucking nutty, buddy.
You know, I've noticed that mental illness is so prevalent. Much more prevalent among whites, and I think, is it their affluence or is it their?
I think it's the fact they're important.
You think so?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I haven't seen any statistics that mental health is.
Well, Tom, maybe it goes back to what you said. The family, the black family, they help out everybody. Yeah. I don't know.
Are you looking for a high-end luxury car at a crazy good price?
There's no data I've ever seen that mental illness is.
Okay, I'm gonna see, because I think that what AOC can go on a binge against mental illness.
As a poster child.
AOC is actually pretty smart.
No, she's not actually. I'm sorry, that's not what I call smart. I don't even know if she's educated, but
she's got supposedly an economic degree, but she didn't. I
mean, what she said.
I know what you're saying. You're exactly right. She couldn't define economic terms. Yes. Yes. Socialism, capitalism. Right. She didn't know what the 3 branches of government were. Right.
Really, it's just a very expensive doggy chew toy. Would Liberty need?
Well, everybody knows that.
Knows what?
The 3rd branch of the government, the IRS.
I think she said one was Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood.
I'm going to watch this at 1:30. I'll let you know if anything's new.
Okay. Give us a poll and poll us.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
I like him better than that fucking Florida governor. I don't like that guy.
Because he won't take the people in from the boat?
No, nothing to do with that. I think he waited way too long. He let all those fucking kids partying down in Miami, and they all brought it back to the old people. He's a fucking...
He did do that.
Experience lower rates of psychiatric disorders than whites, according to this study.
So the Bronzeville did the same thing in New York City.
This is Oxford.
I would say it's because of reporting statistics, not of incidents. I think whites are more
apt to report and go to a doctor.
Of course.
Okay, let's see.
And that's what it really gets down to is the reporting on that. But there is an awful lot of, you go to these homeless camps and they seem to be a lot of weight. But there's, and I think they're more against families too. You know, a lot of these kids and stuff, they just pissed off their families. They say, screw it. I don't see why someone would want to live in a freaking tent.
44 with partly sunny skies. But warming up this weekend, back to the 60s.
Yeah, we're playing golf on Saturday.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I'm sure the question would be, you see that they tore up the putting greens? Not tore them up, they like replanted. No, they put that, that's exceeding it. They put that on anyway from rain. It's like a fertilizer. Oh, but yeah. It's always aerated.
Hi, Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Did you know that the COVID-19 virus is a racist piece of garbage? That virus is so racist, according to AOC. A disproportionate number of blacks and minorities have the COVID virus. So, shame on that frickin' virus. Shame on it. Now, how ridiculous can you be? You know what? That's the thing. People are just such idiots. That has nothing to do with race. It has to do with all kinds of things. But, she's mad. Dot, you had one more question. This is our retiree.
I know that we're limited to a certain amount, the percentage of a certain amount over our adjusted gross income.
What are you talking about now, dear?
Play. But I thought there was a difference between business mileage a person can deduct if they have a business and medical mileage for medical appointments.
Okay. There's a reimbursable, or not reimbursable, but a mileage deduction rate. And
that's what I need.
And you're thinking it's different for business.
That's what I thought.
No, it's not, according to this. It's the same amount that I can see. I don't see a difference. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on, I just dug deeper.
Holding on.
58 cents per mile for business miles driven. By the way, thank you for pressing me on this. 20 cents per mile driven for medical.
That's what I thought.
And
I
14 cents a mile for service of charitable organizations. You are right. Then
how much for charity?
14 cents for charity, 20 cents for medical, 58 cents for business. Hey, you knew more than I did. Why'd you call?
Because I didn't know what the amount was this year.
Yeah, it is.
I just knew there was a difference.
So listen, I want to ask you something. You called in. This is a random call. I don't know you. You don't know me. I want to ask a few questions here. Do you like the way the president has reacted to this whole thing?
I sure do.
How about the governor?
I think he's a little hasty, but he probably is doing what he thinks is right.
He's showing, you know what I like? I see a lot of confidence in him. He gives me confidence, which is good. And so does Trump.
That part is okay, but some of his leanings beyond and before this kind of gives me pause to wonder.
Well, they used to make a joke that whatever California does, we'll do.
Well, hopefully we don't go that bad.
But I liked Polis so far. I like him. I mean, I don't see anything major about him. Mark, anything wrong with him that you can see? I mean,
I agree with what she said. I think he's handling this not too bad. Actually, probably as best as anybody.
Yeah.
But some of his other stuff it's freaking ridiculous.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk to Brian. Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. My wife and I, we've been discussing and planning over the past year to, purchase a new vehicle around this time. And now I'm kind of concerned. Is this, considering your pulse that you have on the economy and that Mark has, that kind of purchase or taking on that kind of loan at this point in time, considering the projections on employment stuff, is that a wise decision?
Now, the personal finance part I can't answer, but I can answer this. Not your personal condition. But I can say this, it's probably one of the best times ever because
I agree.
Because of the deals they will make and the financing available. It's
and
incredible.
The incentives.
In fact, everything's shut down, so you're going to have a shortage and a high demand, and it's going to be way different later on. It's going to be more expensive. Okay, interest rates are not going to remain this low, let's face it. When people go back to work, there's going to be a backlog and a high demand, which means higher prices. If ever there was an ideal time to buy a car, it would be now. And you got all the cards stacked right. But here's one thing that does bother me, and you call it I call it the desert mentality. When you're in the desert and you come across water, do you drink too much of it? And some of these salespeople, when they get someone in the door, will they try to make up for are they going to try to extract too much? Or are they just going to try to make a sale? It can go either way, but most smart people are going to try to make a deal and give you the deal of a lifetime.
So that's what I was wondering, and
I would buy now. What kind of car? By the way, this is fun. It is car day. What kind of car are you looking at?
So I sent Mark an email on that already.
What is it?
But I'm looking at the Hyundai Palisade.
God, you don't. Hyundais are just so all around practical and good and not just practical.
Loaded.
Yeah, that's
Loaded.
what I meant. You know what?
Bang for buck.
I don't want to mention names, but there was this one car that was the high-end Hyundai, and another car that was the highest-end Mercedes sedan you could get. And I swear to God, there wasn't one thing in that Mercedes the Hyundai didn't have, plus more. And if you went in that Hyundai and you went in that Mercedes and you had your eyes closed, you couldn't tell the difference in the ride if your life depended on it. And if you felt it, you can't feel a difference. So I want to know something, and I'm serious now. Why was that Mercedes priced at $119,000, and how much was that one?
They're
the
about
Hyundai?
70.
Is that really how much? It was cheaper than that.
Well, it's not what I paid for it, but
no.
Yes.
Okay,
about
but you can get But let's just take top retail then. It was 125 versus 70. Mark, there was no. I mean, why would anyone pay twice as much for something? I don't know. Is it now? That's where it gets status. That's where it becomes emblem. All status. Because I had to admit, I swear to you, that Mercedes sedan, it had nothing over that Hyundai. Nothing at all.
Was one a diesel and one just I'm not a car guy. Does that make a difference if one has a diesel engine and one has
No, they both were gas.
Oh, they both. Okay.
They were both gasoline, and that makes a difference. Yeah, Mark.
I've been wanting to say this, and I mean it. You were depressed after that. I'm not kidding. I think you were after you drove my car.
No, I swear to God.
You were like really bothered by it.
Mark, this 450, whatever I had, it was supposed to be, or 500, 550, whatever. No, 550 or whatever. It was like. This guy told me that the Prince of Dubai, drives it. I'm thinking, I'm the Prince of Dubai. I mean, I just, and then Mark says, look what I have, and Tom, look at this heads-up display. I said, what's that? And then he says, listen, it was depressing. It was, but anyway, it was a weak time. 303-713-8255. We got more coming up. Right now.
Sorry, Tom.
Was the quality and material of the material any different?
Yeah.
You probably don't remember this. You know what else you told me?
The truth was,
I talked to your shrink about it.
the Mercedes felt a little heavier.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Did you hear me? You got a Rockies on?
No, I got you, man. I got you. Just say go. Got whatever. Yep.
Hey, Mark and Suzanne, they had 2.4 liter.
Was the quality and feel of the material?
Say it again.
Suzanne Santa Fe at 2.4 liter? Four-cylinder?
It was 70 versus 125. Full retail to full retail.
What?
The Sport Turbo.
Right, so it's a four-cylinder.
I believe
I
so.
swear to
It's
God.
not. Well, you've got one.
The six-cylinder is an older one, but I think all the newer ones are four-cylinders.
Yeah, I think so.
With the turbo. However, my G-Wagon, that's just a different animal. You don't buy that for that. You buy that just for fun. I love that G-Wagon.
Stay safe at home together.
Fuck, I'll always have a G-Wagon.
Heads-up display on your hood?
No, but they have them. I don't have them.
I mean, now having Hyundais, that's amazing.
Let's talk about Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. I have to tell you something. Rocky's is hurting right now. They are selling hardly any cars. Why? Because people think they're closed. They're not. They're open for business. They're doing it safely. They're doing it efficiently. All you have to do is visit or call them. 303-426-4646. You can do a lot on the phone and then just go up and look at the car. You can have that car wiped down completely before you take it out, and you will be pleased with the prices. They're making crazy deals right now. Now, all prices are clearly marked, and normally they don't negotiate a lot, but I bet you they will now. I'm serious. Rockies, there's probably never been a better time to go to Rockies, and they have 40 lenders to choose from. Even if you thought, oh no, I don't go to places like that, I don't know why people would say that. It's a great place, but you ought to try it out. RockiesAutos.com, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
Newsmax TV. All right, you want to put latest on the coronavirus.
Make sure you clear out the ones I've taken, because I am not keeping track here.
I'm back.
Yes, you are.
Oh, I was talking to Daph, make sure she keeps track of these calls I took.
Have you guys been watching Tiger King? That guy is a fucking nut, man.
Which one are you on?
We're only like on 3. I know his ass is in prison for real.
No. But listen, man, for real, the guy, they just didn't like him and they framed him. I swear to God, when you get into it, you'll see.
I don't like him. I think she fucking killed her husband.
No, I don't like the guy, the Tiger King. I think he's an asshole. I think all those big tech people, they kill their cats and euthanize them when they're done with them. But, you know, I will tell you that guy, though, he didn't want to kill anybody. And that's the truth, man. You'll see it.
What do you think of her, though? Do you think she killed her husband?
Yeah, I think she killed her husband.
I do too, man. Let me tell you, you disappear on a big cat fucking ranch, there's a good chance you were fed to him.
Making the next step.
They didn't find a shred of evidence. But
the bones, they wouldn't eat the bones.
And they wouldn't even tell you that, well, no, they do. They digest the fucking bone. They chew them up.
They would
eat them. No.
So do pigs. Pigs will eat them.
They said that they took bones and they would crunch the bones and they would have bone fragments that would completely dissolve. Now, obviously, you see in the wild they don't eat the carcass. But, hey, Mark, also, did you know that... I don't know, they're all fucking crazy. Anyway. No, that Doc guy. Do you know that Doc guy? I don't know.
He's got like 15 wives.
When they introduced Doc, you know, and he said he spent time early in his life with a guy, and it's the guy that I actually know. I actually know him and spent time with him. Is Swami Satchidananda. I couldn't believe, there's no way this guy was with a guru like that.
Tom, they try and crack the big bones here at the marrow. They don't eat the bone, they want to lift the marrow.
Hold on, I'm muting. I'm watching Polish real quick.
Oh, okay.
Mute.
You're mute.
Yeah, we got to figure out what he's doing.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history.
He's shutting us down.
888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
But no, if you had a pig farm, you just got to throw a body in there. Because the pigs don't eat the bones either. Oh, I bet you they will. They can't eat the bones. They will sure try. They'll chew on them. I mean, it's... I tell you, like I say, the cats ain't going to want to get to the marrow.
All right, number
Which is very nutritious. Pigs, I'm talking, if you get a big thing, they gotta cut the tails off, otherwise they'll chew each other's tail. Really? Yeah. There's a lot of fools, like feral pigs, right? No, in it you have them in a bunch of pigs together. Really, you mean domestic pigs? Yeah, domestic ones, yeah. Pigs are, let me tell you, pigs are.
Jared Powers.
And they're tough. Yeah, they are. Well, look, like I said, there's a huge problem with feral pigs.
Shit, I got the governor up too.
Running rampant. Right. No, they're all over. Anyway, they're feral and stuff. Like in California, they can tear up a whole winery. Yeah, overnight. That's and they're edible. There's like, there's boars there. I mean, a lot of them aren't the Russian boars. They're combinations.
All right, you're up.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's get through these calls. A lot of people are calling in, and Carrie, go ahead. Your turn, Carrie. What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
If I work in a beauty shop, okay, and I pay rent to the owner of the salon.
Right.
Can I get unemployment since they closed them all down?
Yes.
Even though I'm a self-contractor with her,
Self-employed are covered. Yes.
It's half and then $600, if I recall.
Half of the average plus $600 a month.
Oh, okay. So do I go on just to Colorado unemployment then?
Yes. Now, I don't know if they have it all up and running, but they were modifying it for people like you. But yes, you are eligible. You may have to place a phone call, but you are eligible. And you pay rent. You pay booth rent. I'm going to tell you something else.
Right.
I don't know if she'd be eligible for that loan, but I would try to take a stab at that too. You are a small business with booth rent. Do you have to have employees, Mark, for that loan, or can you do just rent?
Well, they have other loans she could take advantage of, but she wouldn't. She can get a loan, but she's not going to be able to get that part forgiven because she have to have payroll.
Oh, okay. Now listen.
But it's still only a half or 1%. Get it.
What are they doing about that booth rent for you? Just out of curiosity, Carrie.
I've been trying to pay what I can pay to her because she went ahead and paid her owner's salon. See.
That's
so
the thing.
I'm trying to give her a little amount just to help her out a little bit.
That's very nice, Carrie. Okay, Carrie, thank you for calling. Frank, what's going on with you? Frank, what's happening?
Yeah, Tom, I might have had my account scammed a little bit. I don't know.
What account, Frank?
Well, it would be my debit account with Wells Fargo.
Your debit account?
Yeah, I got an email from CenturyLink yesterday that they need to update my information, and I put it all in. Then when I went today to look at it, they said that was an erroneous request.
Yeah, they never, listen, you never, ever do that. It's called phishing with a PH. They're looking for information, and and a bank will never do that. What a bank will say, here's what a bank will say if it's legit. An important message.
Said that.
What's that?
CenturyLink requested it, not the bank.
Okay, but here's how a legit one would do it. CenturyLink would say there's some important information updates you need, or check to see that all your stuff, log on to your account. They won't provide the link.
Right. Well, I went ahead and talked to Wells this morning, and they went ahead and they closed out my debit card.
Good.
But I want to report it to credit bureau agencies, but it's so darn hard to find phone numbers anymore.
Well, hold on. Why do you have to report it to the credit agencies? For what reason?
Well, don't you tell them to put a hold on your
Now,
account?
what you want is either a freeze or alert. An alert is just saying there's a scam alert. I would put a freeze. You put a freeze on the account, and the freeze says that no one can access your credit at all, period, without a PIN number. So just go ahead and do a credit freeze. And I thought that was easy to do. You can do it all online. You're saying that you need a number?
Well, don't you? How do I report it?
Well, you do it online. Do you know how to go online to the credit bureau?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go online, there is a place to do it.
What do I look up under credit reporting?
Well, first of all, you go to one of the, you don't even know who you're, okay. You have basically 3 giant credit bureaus, all right?
Right.
And you go and do it with one of the 3 credit bureaus. And let's see, who would I do it with first? Equifax probably first, and then and who's the other ones? I think, Mark, do you know you did a freeze? Did you have to do it with all of them separately, or did you just do it for one?
Yes. Nope, they're all separate.
Damn. Okay, so that's TransUnion, Equifax, and who else? There's one more. TransUnion and Equifax, Experian. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Just do those. Put a credit freeze. You can do it all online. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Gordon, you have a roofing question. Go ahead, Gordon. What's going on?
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. I'm just sitting here sheltering away from the cold. And
what can we do for you, man?
Well, first of all, I want to say that back about the winter of 90-91,
yes.
I was driving wholesale produce, and the truck only had an AM radio, so I was flipping around the dial, and I found you. And
so, you listened ever since. That's a good story.
Well, I've been mostly off, but in the last year, I've been riding it pretty heavy. I have a question now.
Yeah.
About the roofing.
Yeah.
Tuesday, about 1:15 or so, there was advertisement for Guardian Roofing. Now, I'm not sure that whether you think they're good or bad, but Mike Brown was doing the ad, and he was saying how that the roofer would deal with your insurance company and do everything, so you wouldn't have to. Now, I thought you guys have advocated to you deal with the roofer or with the insurance.
Okay, that's right. It's wrong, no matter how you look at it. Here's why. If your roofer, now, if you have a perfect roofer, and like, for example, I could trust Jay Bretz at Excel Roofing to do it, but I'm saying the general rule is this. You deal with your insurance company, and then you know what they're going to pay and all of that, and then you get a roofer to tell you exactly what you need according to them. You don't let them talk, because if they talk, adjusters tend to make deals with roofers that you're not in on. So if a roofer thinks you need a bunch of stuff and the adjuster won't pay for it, the adjuster will often say to the roofer, look, if you want this job, we're not paying for all of this, but we'll pay for this, this, and this. And the roofer will say, okay, that's cool. So then you never know what you missed out on. You never, ever, ever let the insurance company and the roofer meet over what is yours. You do it. You meet with the insurance company. You meet with the roofer. If there's a discrepancy, then you say, why is the insurance not paying for this and my roofer says I need it? Or you get a second roofing opinion, and of course you always can get a public adjuster. But it is mandatory, in my opinion, that you make the roofer do his own estimates. I never accept a roofer who says, I'll pay for whatever insurance wants. No, you're not. You tell me what I need, and you tell me how much I need, and you go ahead and deal with it. That's the way you do it. Plus, legally, a roofer is not allowed to negotiate a claim for the roof at all. They can talk about scope of work and all of that, but they can't talk about more stuff. If there's a fine line as to what a roofer can do legally. Did you have something to say about this?
Yeah, no, quick footnote on the...
I don't want to go back. I don't want to change subjects right now. We'll go back to that in a minute. Okay, so Gordon, that's the way you do it. Get a good roofer, and know when a roofer says, what did your insurance company say, or I'll pay whatever insurance wants, I don't want that to happen. Do not have that happen. Okay. Tom's got a question about airline seating. Keith's got a question about a car. But first, Deputy Doc, now, what did you want to go back to? What
a footnote about the credit freeze and Ford Alert.
Yes.
Ford Alert is free for 90 days. If you contact one of the 3, they will contact the other 2.
Good.
When you put on a credit freeze, there's a small fee, but you have to contact each one individually.
Now, what is a freeze is easy. It freezes your credit report, so
Correct.
no one can get credit, can find out without a PIN number. But what does a fraud alert? I've always thought they were useless.
A fraud alert just lets you know if someone goes into...
they tell you.
They tell you someone tries to open up a credit card in your name.
Okay, well, that's some value. We have more coming right up.
All right, gentlemen, you're clear?
Clear, thanks.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Sponsored
like,
by InvisibleFence.com.
But you can just do a freeze, and as long as you don't time it with them,
Nothing
you can
here.
off and on the freeze. But sometimes they don't, just, it's a pain in the butt, right?
now, guys, what do you think? I think you may as well do the freeze.
That's what I do.
What happened?
Tom?
Yeah!
Why not do both if you feel like free?
I-25 northbound approaching Highway.
I'm here, yes, what's going on?
Did you call for Daphne?
No.
Oh, okay. I
Oh, I'm sorry, no.
Into the upper 20s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Saturday with a high near 60. It's 37 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KL.
Invisible Fence brand is here to help you and your pets stay safe at home together. They're following all CDC guidelines, sanitizing all equipment, and maintaining social distancing during visits. 50% off installation and 0% financing are available. More at InvisibleFence.com. When you start getting into debt, it can be a little bit at a time, but it can quietly build up. And the high interest rates tied to some of your credit cards or personal loans can cost you a lot of money. But it doesn't have to be this way. Hey guys, it's Ross Krinsky and your home where you can refinance any high interest debt into your mortgage.
That is, what's that small charge, Scott? What's the small charge, bro?
I'll take a buck or two. It's so really cheap.
We'll work with a dedicated mortgage consultant to achieve your financial goals. Upfront hidden fees. You don't have to start your loan term over. Instead, you can choose any term you need, which can mean tens of thousands of dollars in long-term interest savings. You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments. So call 303-695-7000 to learn more. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.com.
Over a quarter of college grads move back home. Half of Americans over the age of 65 will remarry. Seriously?
Seriously.
1 in 5 people will have to provide care for aging parents.
Where's your ex? Seriously? She around? But you have the house.
No, I bought her a house.
You're not planning.
I bought her a house.
And did you take the equity? Did you guys write anything up at all?
No, I just bought it.
So do you realize then she's entitled to everything your house appreciates?
No, it's in my name.
Doesn't matter, you're still married.
Right, but then I would be with her house too, right?
But she won't do that.
Do you have to file separation papers?
Is there a reason you won't do it?
No, at first it was because my son was living with me and she didn't want the time.
You want good service and
time, fighting over the kids' time and everything.
But right now,
no, you're right. You're right. You're exactly right.
I mean, you should for your safety, man.
Yeah.
Because if you win the lottery right now, if she wanted, is she the type that wouldn't do it?
You can say that for a lot of people, right, until it happens.
Do you guys talk at all?
Yeah, we're just talking right now about my son just got another big dog.
A dog?
Another one.
Is your son impractical?
He just goes out, and he gets these big dogs.
Doesn't make stupid decisions.
Yeah, I would say they are.
And I endorse them because they do.
He's not, I told him, I said, it's one thing if you're on your own, I got a job.
795-5900.
Truly Honda
So I had some of my wife's children, which is amazing. When my father was divorced, we went to mediate, and they put a clause in, everything was 50-50. So it's a clause that at any time my wife could have my practice evaluated, and she was entitled to half of what the practice was worth.
We are currently.
And she said to me, no, what, divorced? What?
Until you got divorced.
No, after she was, at any time, because you could value the practice at any time she chose, and she was entitled to half of it.
Well, what about 10 years after your divorce?
Well, she just said to me,
that doesn't make sense, though. Once you're divorced,
well, that's what we put in. And she said, because she was still working there, and she said, you know what, your practice, I don't want any part of it, don't worry about the clause, I'm not going to enforce it.
but it's still there.
No, she got remarried, so it was.
But you need to tell me though, the way it was written, the 10 years after that, you could have had that thing evaluated. Why would she be entitled to that after your divorce?
Because she started to practice with me.
I understand that, but then you keep her running after she leaves.
I know, but it didn't matter to me. She was
Well, no, it tells me you didn't have a good attorney.
Coaster stuff.
We had an attorney. Neither was had an attorney.
Okay, that's why.
But you mediated. It just goes to $200.
No, you're really good then. You're really a good guy. Did you have it evaluated?
Saturday on
Well,
6:30.
the court evaluated it, she said fine.
It's call today to schedule a
There was,
complimentary.
everything was so amicable, it was just,
Call
and she said she would never enforce it, and she never did.
No, that's nice.
724-88-844.
That's true. She's been married to your brother.
Your money.
Yeah, Terry, you guys are good friends.
Hang on a minute, gentlemen. Over 25 years of lifting sinking concrete across the front line, Brian again with advanced mud jack. Traditional techniques
$2,500.
guaranteed. Advanced mud jack. 303-424.
It worked $2,500. Yeah.
Advanced mud jack.
We divided up.
Retiring
We
soon?
divided up
Bring
at
us
that
to
time
retire.
about, I don't know, 10 million
Your
of
savings.
stuff.
Call
And
friends
then,
with
and then,
questions about maximizing your retirement investments and minimizing your tax liability. Tune in to When the Paycheck Stops with Wally Smith every Sunday morning from 9 to 10.
Back in 30 seconds. Deal with a new way of life. Denver's Talk Station wants to help you pay your bills. Listen for up to 12 chances every day to text and win $1,000. Sponsored by Wind River Spas on 630 KL. If you're stuck at home, do what I did and get a Wind River Spas. Pay Trustowski, and with Wind River Spas, you can build and price your hot tub online, have it delivered right to your home while supporting a Colorado family-owned business. All right, here we go. Spas.com. You are up.
Hi, Tom Archino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, Keith, you have a car question? What is it, Keith? What can we do for you?
In the future, when I buy a self-driving car, am I still going to need a driver's license?
Yep. You'll need an operator's license. That's already been discussed. It may not be the same as it is now, the requirement, but you will have to have an operator's license. That's what I'm told. There are going to be self-driving services where you don't need a license. What got you thinking on that, Keith?
I'm just an electrician, and I was talking with a customer of mine today about that.
Now, that might change. That might change, Keith. Who knows? It might change. I mean, you could have people like AOC saying it's discriminatory to require a driver's license, and they may not. Who knows? Hey, Tom wants to talk about airline seating. Thanks, Keith. Stay healthy, man. Hey, Tom, what about airline seating?
Hey, Tom, it's actually not about seating.
Oh.
I know you're a pilot, and I also know that if you let a car sit for too long without starting it, you can have some problems.
Yeah, of course.
What about all these airplanes?
Of
that are
course,
staged?
of course. Any engine. But you know what? You got to talk about a long time. But you have a problem with fuel stabilization, and then you have a problem with the interior. The basic problem with an engine, any engine, is the drying out of the seals. Then they become porous after that, and then it leaks. Or the interior parts of the engine, when the oil drains down on the insides into the sump, you can have a tendency to have corrosion form or oxidation. And the other thing is, once you start it up, then you can have wear in those areas. But the better the engines and the more they are now, the less you have to worry. However, everyone knows if you have an engine, you either pickle it, and that means it's got inserts that keep everything lubricated, or you soak it, or you start it up periodically. That's for sure.
But do you think that's what the airlines are doing?
Oh, airlines, no, turbine engines are completely different. Turbine engines are completely different, and they don't have to be run. Not to stay healthy, no, not at all. They're not.
They'll have to jump start them to get them going?
They all have to. They're always jump started. Airlines are never started on their own. Well, they are, but but they are, but it's a different kind. People don't understand this. You need an APU, an auxiliary power unit, to start airlines because they take so much incredible power. So if an airline got stuck somewhere, they wouldn't be able to start up. They can in the air. They drop down a little turbine that has a propeller that literally is a wind turbine that starts the engine only. But yeah, normally turbine engines are the most fantastic things in the world, and you don't have to worry about them. And I don't know how many airlines are sitting. That's a good point, though. And obviously, they have maintenance that has to be done on those. That would be the least of my trouble. Cindy, I want to try to squeeze this call in. Cindy, what's going on with you, Cindy?
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
I have I want to apply for the small business loan.
Yeah.
I have banked with my credit union for 31 years.
Yes.
And although it's a federal credit union, they are not taking my loan.
Well.
So I need a bank.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you need a bank?
Because they're the ones who give you the money, so that.
So go to any loan, any place that has an SBA loan. Most banks can service SBA loans. They're guaranteed loans. Mark, you know what? Cindy, give your number to Daphne. We'll talk specifically to some banks and some people and talk about actually getting the loan. That'll be one of our topics on Monday, how you actually go and apply for these loans. That's a good one. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Thanks, guys. What am I going to do without you guys for 2 days? I have to play a lot of poker, a lot of chess. Sir. That's right. We'll get our chess game going. Yeah.
Okay, I'm disconnecting. Now what I'm going to do, you can do anything else, I'm going to mess around. What do I have to do? Oh, I better go get my mail.
Hey, Tom, thanks for the meatball.
No problem. Nice meeting you.
Okay, see you, Don.
See you, bro.
Hey, guys.
Hey, why'd you hang up on me?
Appreciate it.
I told you guys I'm not
Oh, I forgot about that. Did he say anything good? Or?
Yes. Look on that website for unemployment, and I believe, if I correctly, I don't know if he